Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to tonight's ball game where the road to the regional championship will run right straight through West Union tonight. Doddridge County is back again for a home round number 2 regional game as the Bulldogs welcome to the ballpark tonight Oak Glen in a massive winner's bracket matchup. The stakes are simple. The winner moves on to the regional championship round and stays unbeaten in a double elimination format, and the loser goes to the loser bracket carrying one loss away from elimination. If the Bulldogs want to get there, they'll have to beat a team that they already know quite well. Doddridge County has already defeated Oak Glen twice this season, but playoff baseball, as we have seen, is absolutely different. It has a way of resetting everything. Records don't matter. Previous games don't matter. The pressure is higher, the atmosphere is louder, and every pitch will carry more weight this time of year than it does early on. The Bulldogs will enter tonight coming off of a very strong 7-2 regional opening win over Ravenswood last night. Doddridge will They looked composed. They played clean baseball. They got those timely hits, and they controlled the game from the middle innings on. That's the kind of baseball that it takes to win in the month of May. But tonight will be a different challenge. Oak Glen is experienced, they're disciplined, they're dangerous, and they're dangerous enough on the offensive side to make you pay for every mistake. And when a team has already lost to you twice, they'll usually come in with a little extra motivation and a little more of a sense of urgency. For Doddridge County, the key tonight is to stay locked into what has gotten them here all season. The depth in the pitching rotation, their strong defense, pressure-style offense, and veteran leadership. The Bulldogs team has proven all year long that they can handle big moments. Conference championship winner, big rivalry wins, tough road environments, walk-offs, extra inning wins. They've seen pressure before, and now they're trying to make it to the next step towards something even bigger. And when we look at Oak Glen coming in tonight, we know that they know how to handle pressure. Last night, they had an upsetting victory against the number 3 seed, the Yellow Jackets from Williamstown. So if you think Oak Glen is going to come into town and roll over, you, my friend, are mistaken. So buckle up, get ready. Regional play is here, and we will be back after these brief messages with the keys to the game and take a look a little more in depth at tonight's matchup. We'll be right back.
Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia, is a family-owned and operated business. We have a full showroom with displays of flooring ranging from luxury vinyl plank, tile, hardwood, carpet, sheet vinyl, carpet tiles, and more. We offer commercial and residential installation. Let's turn your home or business into something special. Call 304-869-3969. Financing is available. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia. Call 304-869-3969 or visit us on Facebook. Key Oil Company has been a proud member of the North Central West Virginia community since 1978. Key Oil Company has been drilling and producing gas and oil in West Virginia for nearly 50 years. Home office located in Weston, West Virginia. Key Oil Company is a proud supporter of all Doddridge County student athletes. Let's go Bulldogs.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to take a look at tonight's keys to the game. And usually when Coach Justin brings these to the table, they're always something different. It's hard to kind of look outside the box, but here we are sitting in May. We've been here for the last few months. We've watched this team over and over have some highs and lows. So take a synopsis. What do you think it's going to take tonight? What is our keys to the game for success?
Well, you know, keeping our focus is going to be huge for us. Staying focused no matter what the situation is, you know, because we got these ups and downs. Like our bats are a little slow right now. Our pitching's looking good. We got to keep it together and stay focused on the things that, you know, we need to work on. And we need to, like, really collaborate on the things that we need to focus on to improve. You know, and it's not that they need to make big changes or they need to go, you know, change their stance or change their swings or nothing like that. It's just little things. A lot of mental things. On the second, we got to take what's given to us. So whatever they give us, no matter what it is, we got to capitalize on it. So no matter how they feed us the ball, whether they're hitting ground balls, we got to make the plays. Whether they're chasing balls. We got to make them keep chasing, So whatever they're going to give us, we're going to capitalize on it. I do see that coming. And then number 3, we're not going to have to overlook the fact that this is baseball.
That's right.
Okay, you got 2 teams.
Yeah.
One team with the wrong attitude and a couple bad plays, and the game's over.
That's right.
And that can happen no matter what, no matter who it's with. And right now, Doddridge County baseball is probably the best baseball team in the state, and I can say that. As a Double-A team, their talent and everything they have, I can honestly say that, and I feel that. But that doesn't mean you're unbeatable.
That's right.
So you got to come out to play, just like with these guys right here. These guys beat a good Williamstown team yesterday.
Very good Williamstown team.
You can't overlook the fact that they're coming off
a good arm.
They beat a good arm. They come off a good team.
That's right.
I just watched their defense out here in the field. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
They didn't look like they did whenever we played them in the regular season. They look pretty good here. So I'll tell you what, I'm excited to see what happens, and I'm excited to see what the Bulldogs can do tonight.
I think we're going to see another night where the atmosphere here at the home of the Bulldogs plays a part. It's a good stadium to be at. There's a lot of folks that come down. The support in the community has been fantastic this year. So I expect that to be one of the contributing factors to the win tonight, or to this play tonight. We always look for that win, but this is 2 good programs in a spot to where both of them have the opportunity to make their way into the regional championship unbeaten. So what that means is if you lose tonight, your season's not over. The road just got way longer. If one of these teams lose tonight, they're going to have to play the winner of a Williamstown, or the winner of someone else coming out of that bracket, that bottom half. So they're going to have to drop down, play, and try to not be eliminated themselves. So the road's tough.
Yeah, it is.
So the best way to get there, take care of business tonight, win every inning that you have in front of you, and you can go into Thursday primed and ready, because now whoever comes up to plays you has to beat you twice.
That's right.
It's a double elimination tournament. So your goal is to get to Thursday unscathed, and that way someone has to come in and face you and try to knock you off twice. It's tough to do.
It is. It's hard to get beat twice, especially, or it's hard to get beat twice in a row, and it's hard to beat a team twice in a row, especially when you're playing them back-to-back whenever you got decent teams. I've also noticed Doddridge County here these past couple games, when they get up, they have been able to slam the door a little bit. They've been able to shut the door, keep it closed instead of letting stuff out. And I'm seeing that, and it's really helping them in the long run, because you're not seeing these lots of points at the end of the game. I've seen some of the games they played later in the game. They'll kind of get a little lackadaisical and let some plays happen, make a few errors. You know what I'm saying? And then the points will come up.
Sure.
But now I'm kind of seeing, instead of them just shutting the door and kind of standing there, they're slamming the door shut.
And that's what a championship team has to do. When you get in regional play and you get in state playoff play, what you have to do is close the door early and keep it shut.
That's it.
Get some of these other guys on the mound. Let your aces kind of take a breather. You don't want to be throwing your ace 100 and 110 pitches to win a ball game if you can break it up over the innings and save that arm, because I will tell you that road to Charleston is going to be tough, not only to get there, but then to survive that gauntlet when you get there with the top 8 teams in the state going at it. You're going to face, if you're unbeaten, 3-4 straight games, as opposed to if you lose, you're out. So it's going to be tough when you make it to Charleston, whoever does get there.
I think it's very important to go to the states undefeated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Actually winning the whole region and not having to go to that loser bracket. Just like
That's
with wrestling.
More wear and tear. It's more wear and tear on the body.
Absolutely. It's just like with wrestling or any other sport. Once you drop into that loser bracket early, or if you get into that loser bracket, you better have what it takes to get back out of it,
That's right.
I don't want to say that, but, I just think that we know what we need to do.
Take care of business.
That's it.
Early and often come out here with the right kind of attitude. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we'll look at the starting lineups for both teams. We are set to start here around 5:30. We're waiting for the umpires to come out and have their meeting at the plate, the meeting of the minds, go over the field, and then we'll be ready to play. We'll introduce both of these teams. We'll take a look at who's on the mound, kind of get a snapshot of what we think is going to happen here. I do believe for the Bulldogs, we're going to see the senior lefty, Caleb Hall, take the mound tonight. And for Oak Glen, their pitcher is going to be Mr. James Rawback. He's going to be on the mound for Oak Glen. So when we come back, we'll take a look at this and stay with us. And we'll be back after these short messages.
Bulldog Station Station in Doddridge County Sports is a winning combination. For all your pizzas, subs, and salads, call Bulldog Station at 304-666-1364. Open Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bulldog Station located at 323 West Main Street, West Union, West Virginia. Let's go Bulldogs! Looking for automotive service you can trust? Turn to Rokiski Service Center in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Family owned and operated since 1924. We've proudly served generations of local drivers with dependable, honest automotive care. From routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, and tires, to lift kits, custom wheels, and off-road accessories, we help keep your vehicle ready for anything. Visit Rokiski Service Center at 798 West Pike Street or call 304-623-2836 today. That's Rokiski Service Center, 304-623-2836. Bulldog Station in Doddridge County Sports is a winning combination. For all your pizzas, subs, and salads, call Bulldog Station at 304-666-1364. Open Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bulldog Station located at 323 West Main Street, West Union, West Virginia. Let's go Bulldogs!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go over this starting lineup. If we look here at the visiting, it'll be Oak Glen. It looks like number 11 will be their leadoff, Cam Carter, and he's going to be in center field. On the mound, batting in the 2-hole, number 12, James Robeck, and he will be on the mound for Oak Glen. Batting third, number 19, Caden Dragish. He will be the DH, but he's DHing for number 1, Gannon Klein. That'll be at second base. Then we have number 0 in the 4-hole, Josiah Mayer, and he's going to be in left field. Then in the 5-hole, number 2, Christian Chappett. And if we are pronouncing these names wrong, I do apologize. Sometimes I can't read the writing quite well, but I believe we're there. It looks like he's going to be behind the plate tonight. In the 6-hole, number 13, Sam Jenkins. He'll be the right fielder. And then we jump over in the 7-hole, number 7, Cam Dittman, and he will be at first base. Number 10 in the 8-hole will be Luke Buckler, and he will be the shortstop for the evening. Then at third base, he will be the third baseman. At shortstop will be number 4 in the 9-hole, Noah Willie. Going to be a good night when you look down here through here and you look at the Bulldogs lineup. Let's take a look at it. Batting leadoff will be Brody Brockelman. Batting second will be number 12, Tristan Swiger at second base. On the mound tonight in the 3-hole, the senior Caleb Hall. And then in the 4-hole, the senior center fielder, number 50, Luke Rakiski. At third base, number 10, batting in the 5-hole, Dane Murphy. And then another senior over at first base, number 8 in the 6-hole, Malachi Kelly. And a little change tonight, we're going to see number 13, Caleb Sutton in the 7-hole, but he's going to be playing right field. And then we look behind the plate, a familiar face, number 9, Maxwell Nicholson, batting 8th. And then in the 9-hole, the double leadoff, number 3, Josh DeHaven in left field. And that's kind of cool when you look out there and you see Caleb Sutton. He bounces around. That just shows you what kind of athlete he is and what kind of mentality he is.
Oh, yeah. He can play any position. He's very versatile. Not only that, he's got a cannon for an arm. He's got wheels on his feet. You know what I mean? His mindset is par none for this team right now. To talk to the guy, you would think he's a grown adult with a mentality. He talks to you like you're on as we would talk to each other. And he's carrying that into the dugout. He's giving them that peace of mind that they need. And, I don't know if anybody out there has played baseball, and when you have that guy in the dugout that literally he probably might not even know he's doing it, but he's that influence.
Sure.
And you got to have that influence in there. And, there's multiple guys on Doddridge County team right now that has influence like that. But you were talking about Caleb Sutton, and he's just he's a phenomenal ball player, phenomenal kid. and just all around great to have out here.
You know, these coaches, they're not just trying to make champion ball players. They're trying to make young men that's going to be positive members of society. And if there's going to be a young man that's going to be a positive member, it's going to be Caleb.
Yeah.
Not to take away from any of the other seniors, but he is a leader. And it's been a leadership style return as he's come back to this team and kind of lit a spark. So I'm excited to see where they go and where they head. Coach Nate's got a tall order every night when he's writing that lineup, because I will tell you, there's kids on the bench for Doddridge County that would start on most teams around the state.
Yeah.
And that is a hard thing to coach. It's easy to coach a team when you only have 9 players. Yeah. But what happens when you have 12 and 13 guys? And all of a sudden now the guy on the bench is like, well, wait a minute. I'm as good as that guy.
Right.
That's when you have to really step up your game as a coach. And Coach Nate's done a phenomenal job with that, managing egos, managing those situations that can arise in a dugout, because as we've talked about, baseball is a different sport. Football, there's 22 guys that can go on the field plus special teams. You've got a lot of guys you can get in a game.
Right.
You can grit your teeth and go hard and win a ball game. Baseball, it's finesse. You can't just grit your teeth and go win. You've got to be mentally sharp, so it is a mental game way far before it's a physical game.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. The mental state of the baseball games, especially when it comes to these high school games.
Sure.
How big of a jog will you have from being a high skill set to having a bad game, all by a mindset. But I like seeing these guys. I kind of walk by the dugout down there. They're mild toned right now. They have their heads on right. You can see them down there. They're doing what they do. They're doing what they love.
Yep. Get loose. Get ready to play.
Yeah, and they got good things about to happen, and I feel that.
As we're waiting here for the umpires to make their way onto the field so we can have our talk amongst the coaches and go over the ground rules, we will take a quick break. And I want to give a shout out. WVRC has been a tremendous proponent to all of this that we do. So big shout out to them and what they do for our young men, our young ladies in our communities. And we're thankful for that. We're thankful for the sponsors. So we always take our time when we can and give shout outs give credit where credit is due. So let's take a moment, play a couple commercials here to hear from our proud sponsors. And we thank you. We'll be back here in just a few short moments.
Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia, is a family-owned and operated business. We have a full showroom with displays of flooring ranging from luxury vinyl plank, tile, hardwood, carpet, sheet vinyl, carpet tiles, and more. We offer commercial and residential installation. Let's turn your home or business into something special. Call 304-869-3969. Financing is available. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia. Call 304-869-3969 or visit us on Facebook. Bulldog Station in Doddridge County Sports is a winning combination. For all your pizzas, subs, and salads, call Bulldog Station at 304-666-1364. Open Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bulldog Station located at 323 West Main Street, West Union, West Virginia. Let's go Bulldogs! Looking for automotive service you can trust? Turn to Rokiski Service Center in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Family owned and operated since 1924. We've proudly served generations of local drivers with dependable, honest automotive care. From routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, and tires, to lift kits, custom wheels, and off-road accessories, we help keep your vehicle ready for anything. Visit Rokiski Service Center at 798 West Pike Street or call 304-623-2836 today. That's Rokiski Service Center, 304-623-2836.
Mission in motion. In Doddridge County schools, our students are becoming future ready, rising up with bright minds and big goals. Together, we are united to make a difference.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and we are still here awaiting the arrival of the officials. Now, I do know they are back here in the dressing room. I think they thought the game was supposed to start at 6. However, 5:30 was this posted time, so they're running back there to get those gentlemen now to get things started, so we should be able to jump on this pretty quick. But Justin, talk to me. What when you look at this regional play, you look at teams that are coming. What do you think from a coaching standpoint with your pitchers? What do you think Nate's going to look at tonight?
I knew you were going to say that to me here, Ben. So, right now, in a regional standpoint, what's going to outlast is pitching depth.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Pitching depth is going to push you through the regionals. It's going to push you through the states. Of course, you got to play ball. You know what I'm saying? But for every team that only has 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 pitchers, that's where we're going to capitalize. That's where we're going to be able to stand up, and we're going to be able to stand up like we should.
Sure.
Yeah. But on the other hand, so not every dog has his day. Every dog will have his day eventually.
Right. But it might not be today.
And it might not be today. So these guys are kids. They are athletes, but we got to remember they are kids. So they might not come out and throw their best. You just don't know. You might have somebody come out and you expect them to do horribly, and he strike everybody out.
Right.
That happens. But I think, honestly, where we're at right now, 1 game in, we got to play the team we wanted to play. And then, with everything happening the way it is,
sure,
it's looking really good for Doddridge County.
I read an article today about kind of what you said. It said, I don't care what you call it. You can say we're a 12U, 14U travel team. We're a rec team. We're a Legion team. We're a whatever. Here's the end of the day. You're a youth baseball.
That's it.
These are kids.
That's it, yes.
These are young men. They are not grown adults. They are not being paid to play this sport.
That's right.
They're going to make mistakes. They are going to absolutely have mountains of highs unseen before, and they're going to have low valleys. They are young men. They are not paid professionals, so treat them like it.
That's right.
Stop treating them like paid professionals.
That's right.
And remember, at the end of the day, let's have some fun.
That's it.
Let's play baseball. Yeah, we're going to be serious in our approach. Yes, we're going to go after the dub, but at the end of the day,
I'm going to remember you said that, Ben.
Huh?
I'm going to remember you said that, Ben. All right.
On the air, I can say those things.
Okay.
It's different when you get the dugout. It's a different mentality. But as of right now, that's they're young men.
They are.
And we're supposed to mold and shape those minds and the leadership skills so they can take what they've learned from the field and apply it to the real world and create people that can give back to the society as opposed to just taking from it.
That's a fact.
We see these young men walking out here being introduced for Oak Glen, and like you said, Justin, I seen a different infield, outfield. Oak Glen looked really good in their in and outs. So that doesn't always win ball games, but what it does show is they're prepared and they're ready.
Well, that would show me sitting over there in that dugout, my intensity better grow about another 25%.
I thought they looked, if you were to grade who looked better on the infield, outfield, I would say the early victory went to Oak Glen.
So the pitcher they faced last night and beat him.
Yeah.
Okay, they're coming in here. It's just going to be tough.
No, they faced a very good pitcher, and here's what they did. They jumped out early on that pitcher. They scored 4 runs in the first inning. Now, the pitcher did settle in and handle them the rest of the game, but if you just looked, quit being a Sunday morning newspaper reader and actually flip to the back page and read the box score. If you actually dig into that game, there were 3 times during the game that Oak Glen had bases loaded and didn't score. Oak Glen was so close to blowing that game wide open, but Williamstown, being a very solid coach team, being very good on the mound, they kept them at bay. But one hit could have scored 2 runs at any time. They had bases loaded 2 or 3 times and never scored from it. They had runners on second and third once or twice and never scored from it.
So they're coming out today to not leave any runners
right.
on base.
If keys to the game for Oak Glen is stop leaving runners on base.
Absolutely.
Guys, it's going to be a good ball game.
It is.
I'm excited about it. We can run around here and look at this the defensive lineup, and we'll do that for the Bulldogs again before we see the first pitch. However, we are just a second away from having the national anthem, so we are going to take a quick pause, and we'll be back right after these quick messages.
we honor our country with this. Bulldog Station in Doddridge County Sports is a winning combination. For all your pizzas, subs, and salads, call Bulldog Station at 304-666-1364. Open Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bulldog Station located at 323 West Main Street, West Union, West Virginia. Let's go Bulldogs!
There we go. There's your national anthem, and the gentlemen are walking back to the dugouts. We are getting ready here for our first pitch, and we'll take a moment here as the coaches have yet to have their meeting still, and we are waiting for the umpires to come out. But let's go around the horn, take a look at what Doddridge County is going to put on the field. We got lefty Caleb Hall on the mound as a senior pitcher so far this year. I believe he's 6-3 on the mound. Has done a good job from the left side, and we've always kind of joked and said we don't really have an ace. We have a 1A and a 1B, and that would be between Hall and Swiger. But tonight, Hall gets the nod to start the game off. Behind the plate is going to be Maxwell Nicholson. Over at first base will be Malachi Kelly. Second base, Tristan Swiger. At shortstop, Brody Brockelman. Dane Murphy over there at third base. In left field, the speedy senior will be over there. And I'm trying to see his number there is what I was trying to see. He's number 3, Josh DeHaven. And in center field, Luke Rikiski. And in right field, very oddly, another Caleb Sutton. So as we look across there, we got a great defensive lineup for tonight. A lot of familiar faces out there. So if the Bulldogs can take care of business defensively, I feel, Justin, that we're going to be sitting kind of where we need to be.
I think so. I think our pitchers are definitely going to come in throwing strikes. If our defense isn't behind our pitchers, it's going to be a nightmare.
That's right.
It's just a fact. It don't matter how good your pitchers throw. If you got a defense behind you dropping balls, letting ground balls go between them, it doesn't matter how good your pitching is. Our bats were a little slow yesterday. Let's see if they can't come out with a little higher tempo.
Right.
I think it's needed. But all in all, yeah, you're right. If the defense isn't clicking behind the pitching, it's going to show.
You know, I like this. You look at the tandem up the middle. You look at a team's strength, and any coach will tell you it's found up the middle. Recruiters, they look up the middle. They're looking at catcher, pitcher, short, center. If you look at our tandem up the middle between Swiger and Swiger and looking over at Brody, it is definitely a pair that has seen a lot of baseball together. They're very fluent with each other. It's almost like they kind of know where each other is going to be. And how important is that for that continuity when you look at the middle infield?
You know, we talked last game about these guys gelling. These guys have been playing together for so long. They already know what they're expecting out of each other.
Sure.
They know how to pep talk each other. They know how to get on each other when they're doing wrong. So, it's just one of them things when these guys played together like they have, and especially when they've played the types of competition that they have. They look at each other like they can handle stuff. So I'm just real excited to see it.
I'm pulling up the Oak Glen game. If we go back to the very first game against Oak Glen, the Bulldogs were victorious early that Saturday, the first game, 6-1 against Oak Glen. And we take a look, the Bulldogs had Hunter Hayhurst on the mound that night, the sophomore righty that has been very efficient for the Bulldogs. He kept them. He pitched the entire 7 innings, was absolutely electric. Gave up 4 hits, 1 run. None was earned and struck out 5. So he threw 84 pitches that day and was very efficient. Then they jumped and played us in game 2. Game 2 was a different story. We beat them 14-1, only played through the 5th inning, and on the mound for that game was Caleb Sutton and Malachi Kelly. Sutton threw 3 innings, gave up no hits, 1 run, none earned, struck out 6 in 3 innings. Malachi Kelly came in, pitched 2 solid innings, had 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, no hits, no runs. So Oak Glen's not going to see an arm they've seen before.
Right.
And I hate to ever say, hey, they saw our number, whatever, but they're tonight going to see our number 1, number 1A, number 1B, however you want to call it, between Caleb and Tristan. So it should be a good matchup.
I'm big on picking up patterns. So what I'm noticing a lot of, and I'm seeing a lot of these guys, is once they see a batter or once they see a pitcher on their 3rd round, the same pitcher 2nd or 3rd round, they're really jumping on them.
Yeah.
So we can't, as a good team, we can't continue to give them the same pitcher every time.
No.
We have too much depth.
We have a lot of horses in that stable. My prediction for tonight, you're going to see 2 to 3, maybe even 4 arms tonight for the Bulldogs. If things go as the coach is projecting them to go, if he had to write out, hey, this is how I want it to go, I think we'll see several arms. So here we go. First pitch right around the corner. We've got our leadoff hitter, number 11, Cam Carter, as he sees a fastball low and away for ball 1. So Miss Tammy Jones out there already. Let's go, Caleb. Pitch some strikes. We all love to hear from you guys tonight. Give us a shout out from where you are, and we'll try to help you support your favorite Bulldog or even your favorite Oak Glen player. So we're here for both teams. Doesn't matter who you are, what your athlete is. We welcome you to the station. And like always, we're here for good baseball. So real quickly, 1 ball, 1 strike on the leadoff. No out. It is the top of the 1st. Beautiful night here. Flag flying straight away center. Slight breeze. Swung on and popped foul for 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Help us out there, folks. There's a reward.
Beautiful night here.
It is. What a
It's
beautiful
gorgeous.
day for baseball.
When you look
Nice and
across
warm.
this field, it's like, wow.
That wind.
Yeah, straight away. Swung on, missed, strikeout number 1. Going to make the throw to first base, and we have our first victim out by the way of a strikeout. So efficient start by the senior with 4 quick pitches. And the key here is to keep pitch count lows and keep the tempo up.
That's a fact. Keeping his pitch count down is really important right now. I know they have depth. I know they have horses in the stable, and you don't want to rotate them as much as possible. But what's important is how these pitchers handle these batters, get up in the count, and work the batters. You're not doing that by letting your pitch count get up.
At the plate is now number 12, James Rollbeck. He is the pitcher for Oak Glen tonight. So a little pitcher-on-pitcher here. It's always an inside battle when you watch baseball. Hall starts off this batter. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball swung on, hit sharply to left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So if you're Oak Glen, you got to be happy about that. Second batter of the night, having a solid base hit into left center. Hall being a lefty kind of helps keep those runners at bay at first base.
Brings up number 19, Caden Dragozich.
At the plate is number 19, Caden Dragozich. He is the 3-hole hitter. That last name is Dragosich. We do apologize for any of the names we might say incorrectly, but I can tell you we're going to try our best, and all respect in the world for these young men. Hall gets out in front. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Like we were just talking about him getting up in the count and how important it is. This is it right here. Let's see where he goes.
Runner at first, looking on. Slide step by Hall, short in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher back there. You don't give enough love sometimes to how well a catcher is when he can keep that ball in front, keeps the runners at bay. And when you have a pitcher that likes to put some balls in the dirt on purpose, the catcher's got a tall order tonight. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner takes off, fastball gets away off the inside hand of the glove, and that's going to allow the catcher or the runner to be safe. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There is 1 out. Runners at second, so Oak Glen puts their first runner in scoring position. Hall settles in from the stretch. Fastball up and away. Full count here to the 3-hole hitter, Mr. Caden, number 19. He is the DH for tonight. Ball's up and away, and we have our runner at first base. And, this is the big thing when you look back, and the Bulldogs have had about a week off for some of these main pitchers. They haven't pitched to live hitters or in game situations for a week and a half almost. And that pays, that's not a good thing. That's kind of why you want to get these guys in the game, let them get rolling because they got to see that mound. You can't just say, well, I'm going to let my ace sit for 2 weeks and then pitch him and he'll be fine. That's not really how it works. So ball low, 1 ball, no strikes. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Swung on and missed. And at the plate is Josiah Mayer. He is going to be the left fielder tonight for Oak Glen.
Caleb's in his slot. You can tell he's in his groove. He just needs to get it in there. It's a nice pitch.
Swung on, hit back, fielded by Caleb, goes to turn 2. Swiger over to the first base for the double play. Pretty nice job there to get out of the inning. A little bit of a bend, but no break off of 1 hit, 1 walk, no errors. And the Bulldogs go to the bottom half of the first after giving a 0 on the board. And let's await the hitters for the Bulldogs in the bottom half when we come back after these brief messages.
Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia, is a family-owned and operated business. We have a full showroom with displays of flooring ranging from luxury vinyl plank, tile, hardwood, carpet, sheet vinyl, carpet tiles, and more. We offer commercial and residential installation. Let's turn your home or business into something special. Call 304-869-3969. Financing is available. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia. Call 304-869-3969 or visit us on Facebook.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are in the bottom half of the first inning where the Bulldogs had a little bit of a bend, but had a really nice play off the mound by Hall to set up a pitcher-assisted double play. You don't see a whole lot of 1-4-3 double plays.
Real happy to see that, Ben. As a pitcher, it's just as important to be a fielder.
Right.
It is just important to be a fielder. And, we stress that to these guys, and that's where Caleb just pulled through right there. That's that senior maturity right there. Good job.
Well, and that's another one of those things when you bring a guy that's a two-way player
yeah.
onto the mound. Caleb has played right field for us. He's caught for us. He's played first base for us.
He's got a
so
great
when you
glove.
put a guy like that on the mound,
yeah.
it does help.
It does.
And that's why Swiger is so good on the mound because of that reason. Malachi Kelly is so good on the mound because of that reason. Mm-hmm. They're two-way guys. So they bring a glove with them when they bring that good arm on the mound. So
as a pitcher, you're a fielder too.
That's right.
Go
be an athlete.
That's it.
So on the mound tonight, good-looking athlete's going to be on the mound for Oak Glen. It's going to be number 12, James Robeck. He is going to be getting the nod tonight, and as normal Bulldog fashion, our leadoff hitter tonight, Brody Brockelman, playing shortstop. So we've seen Brody kind of have a little bit of downturn in that bat, but here as of late, not really yesterday, but the other games, he's really brought that pop back.
Yeah, Brody, you just don't know what's coming with Brody. You know what I'm saying? He's really good at getting on base, and I'll tell you, he's really hard to strike out. That's for sure. But a couple games ago, he was warning track. I know yesterday he really – actually, I take that back. They did catch one off the warning track yesterday. So he's still out there, I'm just really waiting for Brody just to break open here.
Right.
It's coming. I definitely see it.
Here comes our first pitch from Oak Glen on the evening as the pitcher settles in, going from the windup. Swung on, hit hard, but foul. And we look over here, and Miss Rachel Cox says, let's go, Josh for number 0, Josh Mayer. We just saw him. That's got to be an Oak Glen. We just saw him at the plate. And then another Oak Glen, Miss Laura, she says, go Beats. So glad to have some Oak Glen fans out there. We welcome you to the broadcast. It's always a good night to watch these athletes play. Brody Brockelman, sharp hit into right center. That's a good way to start the game for the Bulldogs.
There we go.
So first guy up, first guy on board, and here comes number 12, Tristan Swiger. Swiger has been in that 2-hole slot most of the year, has been very productive from that slot. He handles a good bat. He knows how to bunt. He knows how to hit and run. But don't forget, he also knows how to hit some hard line drives in the gap.
Oh, yeah.
And he can run.
Yeah, this is another – these first 2 batters right here, if they're getting on base, they're trouble. That's a fact.
Pickoff attempt over at first, kind of maybe check the hands. If we are going to bunt, we didn't give it away there, so that's always nice. That first pickoff, coaches are usually checking hands. Brockman gets his lead. Swiger settles in. Here comes our pitch. Bunt attempt is foul. Fastball, nice approach there by our pitcher, Mr. James Robeck.
Yeah,
he's a good-looking athlete.
He is. I was getting ready to say that. He's pulling down.
He's got good arm motion there. So this is going to be nice tonight. Be able to see another good arm against the Bulldogs. If you're going to win, if Oak Glen's got to win, they're going to want to see your best. Off speed, stays outside for ball 1, so the account's even, 1-1. And if we go back to when Oak Glen played earlier in the year against us, let's see who was on the mound there for them. In the first game, it was Mr. Willie. He pitched all 6 innings, and then we look into game number 2. And for them, we saw actually, it was this young man right here, Mr. James Robeck.
I was going to say
number 12. Sorry about that pause there. I had to look. I didn't see any names. It just had numbers up there. So this is who the Bulldogs faced in the game 2 last appearance. Brody Brockelman is at first. Swiger's up, hits a line drive, but might have been hit too good. Hit the cover off the ball. Line drive straight to the center fielder. That's a good sign, though, if you're seeing the ball hitting the ball back where it came from. So 1 out. Runner is on first. If you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the first inning, and now coming to the plate is going to be number 7, the pitcher for the Bulldogs tonight, Caleb Hall. Let's go Bulldogs from, I think that's Miss Richards. Fastball low, called strike. Brockelman slides in safe at second. And now we have our first runner in scoring position. Hall at the plate. Struggled a bit last night, seen a lot of walks. He's seen 38 walks so far this year, which people have pitched around.
Yeah.
However, last night just was not clicking at the plate, so hopefully we get to see some action here. Try to get a run on the board. If you're a Bulldogs fan, nothing better than a first inning score, and no better opportunity than having Brockelman over at second, and there's a beat ball down into the turf. Tagged out at first base, but Brockelman advances, so that puts 1 run 90 feet away from the home plate, and up to the plate now is going to be number 50, the Potomac State commit, Luke Rakiski. Luke is still playing center field tonight. He has been the center fielder for pretty much every game this year. He's done a great job gap to gap for the Bulldogs. Pitcher elects to go from the windup. Here comes the pitch. Fastball gets by. Here comes Brockman. There's going to be a play at the plate, and he slides in safe. He stopped his feet. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could see that from where we are.
Slide.
He was sliding. The tag was there. Brockelman stopped his slide. The pitcher missed his shoe, and he steps on home plate.
Right on the front
Gorgeous
corner.
slide. I wish we had a better camera angle for that, but
it was beautiful.
That was a gorgeous play. Smart heads-up play by Brockelman.
Good job, Brody.
To slide in safe. So the Bulldogs push 1 across the board, and here comes the pitch wide outside. And Rakiski goes 2 balls and no strikes. There are 2 outs.
We said Brody was due, and here he went
right.
crossing home plate.
Had a nice backside single.
Real nice hit.
When you know Brody's on, he's having backside hits. And that was a beautiful backside line drive. Swiger had an absolute rocket up the middle. Fastball wide of its mark. 3 balls, no strikes to the senior 4-hole hitter. And you don't want to pitch around him because right behind him is the big man, Dane Murphy. Luke settles in. Fastball outside, but the umpire likes it. And that is going to be called strike 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And if you're a hitter, you got to know what that umpire zone is. Every umpire zone is different.
That's right.
And if he's going to give it, so be it. Let's learn from it and attack it.
Adjust.
Fastball inside for strike number 2. So quickly we find our way back into a very competitive full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 4-hole hitter up. Bulldogs have pushed 1 across the board. Swung on and missed, and that's going to be strike 3. And Glen goes to the dugout, but not before they give up 1 on 1 hit, 1 run, no errors. And we go to the top half of the second inning when we come back with your Bulldogs ahead 1-0. Welcome back here to the home of the Bulldogs. A beautiful evening in West Union as the fans just continue to flood out of their cars down here to the stadium where they are getting a good view of 2 good teams, 1-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. And if we look around the area at our scores, it looks like right now the Ravenswood Red Devils are ahead of Williamstown, so we are going to be awaiting that score. The winner of this game would face off on Thursday, the winner coming out of the loser's bracket. So from here on out, the other bracket, if you lose, you go home. At the plate for Oak Glen is going to be number 2, Christian Chappett.
Catcher number 2, Christian Chappell.
Fastball finds itself low for ball 1, just missed the zone. Covered Bridge Riverjacks, but I tell you what, they've had a lot of young men come through their program. Big shout out to that travel ball program. They've done a fantastic job over the years shaping and molding young men. It's definitely taken as one of the prominent travel ball organizations. So shout out to them. They said, hey, go get them, fellas. Caleb Hall delivers. Swung on, ground ball to the shortstop. Brockman fields it, fires across in time to the chest of Malachi Kelly, and we have our first out. Beautiful play by the shortstop.
That was phenomenal.
That was nice. Quick release. Nice job of getting around the ball.
Did you see how fast he came up on the ball?
Yeah.
That's unnormal for Brody. Like, he's usually kind of sitting back waiting the ball. He attacked the ball right there. That's how he got it over there.
At the
Real
plate,
good job.
at the plate, number 13, Sam Jenkins. He's going to be the right fielder as he swings past strike 1. So back to Brody.
Yeah.
A lot of guys will come at that angle, set their feet, and fire a dart. He was just smooth all in one step and released.
He was.
Fastball finds its way past the bat for strike 2. Now we're seeing a little bit more like a Caleb outing.
Yes. Yeah.
No balls, 2 strikes. Adjusted the wind up and blows it past the swinging bat as we have 2 up and 2 down. Bulldogs looking pretty good so far.
That timing change is huge. You know, these guys are pretty good at it, man. They're good.
At the plate, number 7, Cam Dittman. He is the first baseman tonight. Swung on and missed. Fastball on the outside. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the early parts of the game in the top of the second. Fastball misses, just down for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Off speed, gets him to pop it up. Who's going to call it? Looks like a can of corn out there in center field. Rakiski makes the play early and often. So the Bulldogs, 3 up, 3 down, much better looking inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, no errors. And the Bulldogs rush into the bottom half of the second inning, leading 1-0. And we'll be right back.
Key Oil Company has been a proud member of the North Central West Virginia community since 1978. Key Oil Company has been drilling and producing gas and oil in West Virginia for nearly 50 years. Home office located in Weston, West Virginia. Key Oil Company is a proud supporter of all Doddridge County student athletes. Let's go Bulldogs. Looking for automotive service you can trust? Turn to Rokiski Service Center in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Family owned and operated since 1924. We've proudly served generations of local drivers with dependable, honest automotive care. From routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, and tires, to lift kits, custom wheels, and off-road accessories, we help keep your vehicle ready for anything. Visit Rokiski Service Center at 798 West Pike Street or call 304-623-2836 today. That's Rokiski Service Center, 304-623-2836.
And here we go in the bottom of the
Welcome back to the bottom half of the second inning, and at the plate is the 5-hole hitter, which has been third baseman the majority of the season, Dane Murphy. Murphy has excelled as the pitchers have gotten faster. You see him hitting better and better. There's a backside fly ball, though. Right fielder misplays it. It gets over his head, and that's going to be a lot of extra bases. They're going to push Murphy on to third. Unhook the plow, and he has a stand-up triple. However, It's going to be by the way of an error on the right fielder.
You call that an error? That was over his head, Ben.
I don't think it's over his head. I think it's a misplayed ball by the right fielder.
Okay.
We'll see how they scored. In my book, if that was our right fielder, I'd be furious.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade. It is what it is. He's on third base.
He's on third base, so here we go. And what you don't realize when you come into this ballpark, I'll give the right fielder a little grace. Yeah. The ball in right field flies at this park.
Yeah, it does.
At the plate is the senior first baseman, Malachi Kelly, swung on, flared over to the right side. That could be trouble. Second baseman does a nice job, makes the play. So as a right fielder, in this ballpark, when you see the wind at all moving, you can guarantee you're going to get an extra 10 feet on a ball. It just moves.
Yeah.
And so where you think you should be, now you probably should have been 10 feet extra. So,
well, back to the basics.
Back to the basics. Get deep.
You get back to the basics, that'll fix that.
Yep. Caleb Sutton at the plate. Runner at third. There is one out in the bottom of the second. On the mound, we have a push bunt, and that's going to be fouled out of play. So on the mound, still for Oak Glen, is Mr. James Rolbeck, number 12. And he's been very efficient so far. I really like the looks. This was the game that I was away. I wasn't here.
Okay.
I was in Minnesota with my son with his college baseball, and we were up there, and I watched on TV. You guys did an awesome job here. I missed you guys, but, man, you did a phenomenal job holding down the fort. So this is my first time seeing Oak Glen live, and I will tell you, they look good.
Yeah, I remember hooking up all this equipment without you. I do remember that, yeah.
This time we have an extra camera out there finally working.
Actually, they got it hooked
Here comes the push bunt. We have a delay at home plate. Oh. He's going to be out at home. Out at home, Sutton is on first base. And when you have that kind of bunt, the only way you're going to succeed in that bunt is that if there's no hesitation. If you hesitate, you got to go back. We want the bunt up first base line, however, but you got to be moving hard on that bunt.
In a situation like that, it's probably okay to go ahead and squeeze, steal him.
Yeah, bring
him. He should have already been running before the delivery came to the plate. That way he's in there. Don't bunt and run right there in that situation. You're giving him an out.
Fastball up.
It could have been not. It might have been a squeeze and he got a late jump. You know what I'm saying?
Delay.
You don't know what happened, but he just got a late jump getting in there.
I think he went to take off. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see he was going to take off. Then he stopped, then he took off.
Yeah.
That delay in baseball is usually what gets you out by a foot. At the plate, Maxwell Nicholson takes a fastball for a strike. Sutton slides in, and I will tell you, Sutton can fly when stealing bases. So we now have a runner again in scoring position. The catcher for the Bulldogs, number 9, Maxwell Nicholson's at the plate. Maxwell has been a mid to low threes hitter for us all year. He's a guy that when he's hot, he is hot. He can really put the ball in play, but he knows his role. He knows how to move runners. He's a good chess player on a baseball field, and he's a captain from behind that plate because he really knows the game well. Flare over to right field, and the first baseman hangs on to it, catches it, and as the Bulldogs will walk out of the bottom of the second with no runs, they did have one hit, and there were no errors and no walks. We go to the top half of the third when we return after these brief messages.
Mission in motion. In Doddridge County schools, our students are becoming future ready, rising up with bright minds and big goals. Together, we are united to make a difference.
Bulldog Station and Doddridge County Sports is a winning combination. For all your pizzas, subs, and salads, call Bulldog Station at 304-666-1364. Open Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bulldog Station located at 323 West Main Street, West Union, West Virginia. Let's go Bulldogs! Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia, is a family-owned and operated business. We have a full showroom with displays of flooring ranging from luxury vinyl plank, tile, hardwood, carpet, sheet vinyl, carpet tiles, and more. We offer commercial and residential installation. Let's turn your home or business into something special. Call 304-869-3969. Financing is available. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia. Call 304-869-3969 or visit us on Facebook.
Welcome back here to the top of the third, where we have number 10 walking into the plate. Number 10, Luke Buckler. He is the third baseman for tonight for Oak Glen. Still on the mound is the senior lefty, Caleb Hall. Swung on, hit hard in the 6-hole gap. Nice leadoff hit. If you're an Oak Glen fan, and their leadoff hitter is standing aboard as here comes the 9-hole hitter, number 4, Noah Wiley.
Leadoff single. That brings up the shortstop, number 4, Noah Willie.
So a little chance for double play action here. One ground ball away from clearing the bases. Hall settles in, going from the stretch. They turn to bunt, pop it up, and just almost get there. Third baseman Dane, good job on the crash.
I thought I was going to see a flying body right there. It was really close.
It was close.
It was really close.
I'd like to see the shortstop come over. If our third baseman's crashing like that, shortstop's got to come cover third because if you're running from first to second, just keep running. You're going to be standing on third with no contest.
Yeah.
So we've got to make sure we make that adjustment. Both teams playing small ball here early in the contest, trying to get a cushion, pick-off attempt by Hall to keep the runner honest. At the plate is the 9-hole, Noah Willie. And he's the shortstop for Oak Glen. No balls, 1 strike. Fastball up for ball 1. Not a bad idea when they're trying to bunt. You think maybe they're trying to steal at the same time, so throw a fastball up so we can get a good throw down, but maybe not that high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Count is even. Runner at first. No outs. Top of the third. They stay with the bunt. Bunted back to Hall. He checks. Throws to first. And we go ahead and get an out. So we trade a base for an out. Not a bad idea here early. But Oak Glen is sitting with a runner in scoring position.
He almost went 2 with it. If it would have been a little quicker, he would have went 2 with it, I think.
So we're back to the top of the order with number 11, Cam Carter, center fielder at the plate. Good athletic-looking young man, but I guarantee the guy can run. He's got long legs and thin. Fastball outside for strike 1. Bulldogs have to find a way here, Justin, to put some runs on the board. Our bats last night didn't come awake till that second, third inning, and they really didn't come awake for the whole night. It's like they just woke up for a moment. Ground ball to the right side. Swiger, he fields it, flips it over to Malachi Kelly for out number 2. So we have a runner on third, 2 outs, and number 12, the pitcher, James Robeck, steps in. And if you remember right, he had a line drive over the shortstop head in the first inning, so definitely a kid that can swing it. And right now, the Bulldogs cannot afford to tie this ball game up.
No.
We need an out.
You know, our bats are kind of reminding me of last night's in the beginning of the game. We're putting a bat on the ball. We're just not getting nothing to fall. We're not getting anything good right now.
Off speed finds a swinging bat. As for strike 1, good pitch, good start by number 7.
It was a changeup.
It looked like it had a good drop to it, if it was.
It's a good pitch, good spot.
He'll throw a deep palm ball sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
Swung on and missed. Off speed again past the swinging bat. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As the flag flies hard and stiff out into right center, and that's something that the outfitters have got to be aware of when you play here. When that flag's flying like that, the ball in this park will fly.
It's going to carry.
Gets his signal here, going from the stretch. Runners at third, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fastball misses its mark for 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now we come back maybe with a backdoor curve.
Man on third base, runner on third base getting a real nice aggressive lead after pitch crosses the plate.
There's your backdoor curve. Swung on, tapped to the pitcher, fielded cleanly, thrown to first base. Bulldogs again bend a little bit, but they don't break. So we go to the bottom half of the third. Bulldogs dodging bullets, still looking for that fire from the offense. But we'll find out if they find it when we come back after these brief messages.
Check this out.
Key Oil Company has been a proud member of the North Central West Virginia community since 1978. Key Oil Company has been drilling and producing gas and oil in West Virginia for nearly 50 years. Home office located in Weston, West Virginia. Key Oil Company is a proud supporter of all Doddridge County student athletes. Let's go Bulldogs.
Welcome back to the bottom half of the third, and the Bulldogs will bring to the plate the double leadoff, Mr. DeHaven. And Mr. DeHaven has been very good, very strong all year in that role. Anytime your 9-hole hitter is batting in the mid-threes, you're doing something right. So we look for him to try to get on base, and I will tell you, if he is on base, the young man's got some wheels.
Oh, yeah.
He can run.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's anybody in that lineup that's I remember you timing him up to first base.
We did do a time, and we did first base times. We did 60 times, and we had 4 of our starters, and that was not even including Mr. Sutton. So add him to the mix, 5 guys under a sub-7.
Right.
We had 2 guys that was down in the 6'7" range, and add Caleb Sutton to that because he is there too. So that's 3 guys at a 6'7".
Down to first base. There was
Now down to first base, we had guys at a 3'6", 3'8".
I think Tristan Swagger was like a 3'6" or 3'7".
They're moving up the line.
And your boy was like a 3'7".
That's a good-looking fastball right there for strike one. Little backdoor cut into it. That nice location. DeHaven is at the plate. Standing room only here at the home of the Bulldogs. That fastball is going to be just wide of its mark, and if you were listening to Major League, you would hear just a bit outside.
Yep. Well, he's throwing pretty hard, and you can just kind of notice he's pulling his glove hand through a little bit.
I'm pretty impressed with the young man. I didn't think we would see quite this good of pitching, and he's done a nice job. Fastball up and away. So 2 balls, 1 strike. DeHaven, the 9-hole hitter playing left field, is very dangerous at the plate when he's on. And when he's on, he's hitting balls to right field. It's kind of weird. If he's on, he's not pulling. He's swinging and hitting balls to right field. They even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitcher settles in, takes a big deep breath. Here comes the delivery. Swung on, tapped to the second baseman in the air. Little floater, little misread. Here comes center fielder. We told you he could probably run a little bit. That was a lot of ground that young man just covered. That center fielder absolutely ran a mile to catch that ball. Excellent job by number 11, Mr. Cam Carter.
Good job.
He's got some wheels. He went from dead center and caught that ball on a flare in dead away right field.
That was a long roll.
Brody Brockman comes to the plate, the leadoff. He started the game off with a nice backside line drive. Let's see how he attempts this one. They start him off speed for ball 1. I'm looking at that, Justin, where he's lined up right now. And he was lined up in that same spot.
Yes, that's impressive for him to track down that ball.
Fastball wide of its mark for ball number 2. So 2 balls, no strikes, and you start to be a little bit more selective as a hitter, thinking a little bit more extra bases when you get to that 2-0 mark, 3-1 mark. So let's see what Brockman's hunting. Fastball outside for ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes. We've seen him work back in 3-0 counts and got strikeouts. He did that against Rikiski in the second inning. So he's definitely is not a pitcher that gives up when he gets to 3-0. He's still fighting. Fastball inside almost hits the jersey of Brockman. He makes the trot down to first base.
It's so funny watching Brody. Every ball he receives, and it's not a strike. You can see it that he's not happy.
Oh, he hates to walk. He hates it.
If you don't throw him strikes, you see it.
Tristan Swigert at the plate, the 2-hole hitter, second baseman. See if we can't get that Omaha bat moving today. When Swigert is on, he's very dangerous from the 2-hole position. He had a line drive center field in the first inning that was so far the hardest hit ball of the day.
It was a nice hit.
And that's the cool thing and also the bad thing about baseball. You could do absolutely everything right and everything the best and still go 0 for 3.
Yeah, that's
and you could have the worst at bats and go 3 for 3.
Yeah, that's baseball.
That's when Grandma calls and she says, I cut your picture out of the paper. It says you went 3 for 3. And you're like, yeah, I don't even want to remember that night. It was 3 horrible hits.
No.
Swigert takes strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike to Swigert. Brockman over at first base. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. The score is only 1-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Pickoff attempt again. We've been following the scores in the other parts of our regional, and it looks like a slugfest over there going back and forth between Williamstown and Ravenswood. Check swing. Did he go? He says no. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Be nice to see Swigert get one of those hard line drive doubles. And let's go ahead and get Brody scored here and start getting this train rolling tonight. Off speed finds itself wide of the plate, so 2 balls and 1 strike to Swiger. Bulldogs out here in their white bottoms and green tops, white helmets, looking sharp in that Bulldog fashion green. Pitcher comes set, 2 balls, 1 strike. Delivers, swung on and fouled off straight back. The timing was good there, but that ball, if we would have hit that ball in fair territory, it would have been off the hands. So I'm kind of glad he fouled it off.
Yeah, it was in a little bit.
A little bit in. Mm-hmm. We want to thank all of you all that are out there listening tonight. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. If you got anything you want to say, a shout out to a player, or even just let us know where you're listening from. We always like to know who around the area and the regions are listening. So we welcome you here, and we're proud of the young men that are out there on the field, both of these teams. We wish them the best of luck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Brockman looking like he wants to take off. Fastball just misses outside. Now, we've seen him call that as a strike.
He has. That was a dangerous move right there, but, we'll take it.
As a hitter tonight, you might not want to let that go again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball up, misses its mark. And that's going to put Swiger at first base, and now we have the senior, Caleb Hall.
It was a good little battle right there.
It was. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, this pitcher doesn't give up. When he goes 3-0 or he gets behind on the count, he is not going to give up. Some pitchers do. Yeah. They're like, I'll just go to the next.
Right.
He's a fighter. He's got a very good right arm. I'm very impressed with his motion. Into the box steps number 7, Caleb Hall. He grounded out to the first baseman in the first inning. So runners are at first and second. There's 1 out. Be a great time to get some damage started for the Bulldogs. Fastball low and inside. He wanted it and made a good decision on holding off. It's one of those ones, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
That's right.
1 ball, no strikes to the 3-hole hitter. Swung on, hit hard to second base, kind of a chance for a double play. They get 1. We now have runners at the corner, so Swiger is out by fielder's choice. They do miss the double play.
That was a hard hit ball right there. Good
hard
play
hit
by
ball, just
base.
right at second base. So now we have 2 outs, runners at the corner. The senior, number 50, Luke Rakiski, comes to the plate. And if the Bulldogs are going to get things started, this would be a good time to do it. I think you'll see Hall on the move here within a pitch or 2, trying to get 2 runners in scoring position. And Luke does a really good job of hitting while guys are moving. Pitcher comes set. Hall takes off. Ball is wide, so ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. There's 2 outs, but he's got 2 runners sitting there in scoring position. Hall is easily going to be able to score from second if the ball's to the outfield. So we got the right speed on the mound. The pitcher is electing to go from the windup, which is going to allow that bigger lead from second. Swung on, hard ground ball to shortstop. He gobbles it up, fires across, and gets the out. Nice job by the shortstop to record that out. So the Bulldogs blank another half inning. They go to the top of the 4th with a score of 1-0, and we'll be back after these brief messages.
Looking for automotive service you can trust? Turn to Rokiski Service Center in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Family owned and operated since 1924. We've proudly served generations of local drivers with dependable, honest automotive care. From routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, and tires, to lift kits, custom wheels, and off-road accessories, we help keep your vehicle ready for anything. Visit Rokiski Service Center at 798 West Pike Street or call 304-623-2836 today. That's Rokiski Service Center, 304-623-2836.
Welcome back here as we go to the top half of the fourth inning. The Bulldogs having a little frustration at the plate tonight, something they got to try to iron out if we want to, try to pull away from this game, because what you don't want to find yourself in is in a dogfight using a lot of pitching tonight.
Well, find yourself in a dogfight, not hitting the ball and not getting the runners in. I mean, switching up pitchers, you're taking big chances. You never know. Things happen. One pitcher could not be in his groove, and it could really mess things up right now. So it's not like they have an outstanding lead where they have a cushion. None of these pitchers have any kind of weight off their back. You get put in there, you got the pressure on, and they're going to have to perform.
Evan Kelly comes to the mound now. Hall goes through 3 innings of work, gives up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and no errors. So an efficient night, but on the offensive side, we have just not taken care of business. So we now see Evan Kelly coming on the mound for the Bulldogs, and we have some people watching from Illinois. Says go Caleb, and we have a shout out from Gemma and Carter saying go Bubba. So the Bulldogs getting a little love tonight out here on the station. Gemma and Carter are Caleb Hall's niece and nephew.
Oh, okay.
So they're home watching the game. And they
You
don't
could have
really
started
have their,
with that.
They don't have their phone to be able to text onto the thing. So they wanted to make sure that they got a shout out to Bubba.
Good for them. Good for them. Good for them. Good for Caleb.
There was 2 people out there in the Wonderland that knew what that meant. So it's,
that's all that mattered.
Caleb's name
That's all that
to his niece and nephew, Gemma and Carter.
Oh, okay.
So we got Brody Brockman just sitting down out there at shortstop. Really not sure what is going on. Maybe a little malfunction. Dane Murphy's not out there. I think he's got a nosebleed. That's exactly what's going on. Dane Murphy gets some nosebleeds every once in a while. It's definitely not from high altitude, but he does get some nosebleeds here and there, so I think that's what they're taking care of. Brockman takes this time to kind of just lounge around in the sunshine, so kudos to him for soaking up some sun on the ballpark. I think Malachi Kelly just told him to get up. These guys love each other here.
Oh, yeah,
they
do.
love each other.
Well, that's what it's about. You hold your teammates accountable. That's what it's about. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with it.
They love each other. It's good fun. These guys have built a great relationship in and out of this dugout.
And to know Brody was sitting there and doing what he was doing, that's exactly where he needs to be.
That's Brody.
That's him.
That's Brody.
him.
The rest of them are up there
Leave
at the
him
mound
alone.
talking to the pitcher. He's back there.
Leave him alone. He's going to do good. Just leave him alone, okay?
At the plate, I believe is number 0. Nope, number 19. I got to see it here. Number 19, Caden Dragicic at the plate, the DH for the night. Ground ball, left side. Here comes the nosebleed man himself. Great play and a fire across. Dane Murphy with a next-level play from third base. Excellent job by number 10. Way to come into the ball game and snag away a hit. That showed some range, some athleticism. Excellent job.
Real nice. For a big kid, like Dane's not a little. He's not a little guy.
Play.
He can move on third base.
At the plate now is number 0, Josiah Mayer. Evan Kelly, 1 pitch, 1 out. Very efficient so far. Hopefully he keeps up that pace. And he doesn't, but that's all right. We started with a strike, so no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. You got to find some humor in this sometimes.
Yeah, we'll take the alternative right
We'll
there.
take it. That's a good fastball. Finds itself on the outside of the plate for strike 1. Off speed, back door, sneaks it in there. Nice job by the lefty.
Was nasty.
So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Mr. Mayer, the left fielder, finds himself 0-2. From the windup, swung on, fouled back, and he stays alive. The game down the road is in a weather delay in Williamstown, and I believe the score of that game is 4-3 in favor of the Red Devils. Swung on and missed outside, Beautiful job setting up that pitch.
How beautiful was
it
that?
was. Very good job. So real quick, we got our first strikeout from Evan Kelly, and he was efficient last night. Came into the ball game and shut the door on 3 batters. Like you said, he didn't just close it, he slammed it shut.
He did. Yeah, absolutely did. He absolutely did. There was no other way. So watching him come back with that fastball away, that was the same tunnel that breaking ball was in. It looked like the exact same pitch. That's why that boy chased it. Real good job, Evan.
Swung on and missed on the curveball, and that's going to be number 2, Christian Chappett. The catcher for tonight's done a nice job for Oak Glen behind the plate. Jalen Westfall, there's a Buchanan name, says go Bulldogs. Ground ball back. Our lefty pitchers can field baseballs. Stop hitting it to the pitchers. They are athletes. Nice job by Evan coming in, 3 up, 3 down, no hits, no walks, no runs, no errors. And we go to the bottom half of the 4th, and I see Coach over there looking through the dugouts trying to find a bat that's going to work. So maybe they'll bring that to the plate when we come back after these brief messages.
Bulldog Station in Doddridge County Sports is a winning combination. For all your pizzas, subs, and salads, call Bulldog Station at 304-666-1364. Open Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bulldog Station located at 323 West Main Street, West Union, West Virginia. Let's go Bulldogs! Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia, is a family-owned and operated business. We have a full showroom with displays of flooring ranging from luxury vinyl plank, tile, hardwood, carpet, sheet vinyl, carpet tiles, and more. We offer commercial and residential installation. Let's turn your home or business into something special. Call 304-869-3969. Financing is available. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia. Call 304-869-3969 or visit us on Facebook.
Welcome back as we go here to the bottom half of the 4th inning, where so far we have seen very efficient work from both pitchers. Both pitchers has been able to find their mark. They've been able to hold these bats of both teams at bay, and we are in a slugfest at a 1-0 ball game. And this is not where the Bulldogs wanted to be, and in my opinion here, this is exactly where Oak Glen wanted to be.
Yeah,
because I do feel if you were to look at both teams, if we were to get into a high-scoring game, I think the Bulldogs can run away with that.
Sure.
But in a tight game, anybody can win.
We were just talking about the person with the right mentality and the right mindset is going to win this ball game.
All right, here's one that has a good mentality. Dane Murphy at the plate. Check swing for strike 1. Fastball is a little off the plate. Strike 1 is called on the check swing. So Murphy had that excellent play last inning at third base, and I mean that was one for the highlight reel. Swung on and drove down the third base line, and if you look at the physique of Dane, he has just changed his look. He's a 5'11", 5'10", 5'11" athlete that goes about 190 pounds. He's a solid, strong kid, middle linebacker for the football team, wouldn't you know it? Leading tackler, one of the headhunters on the team, and he plays third base like with a vengeance. Swung on, popped up to the infield. Pitcher's calling it. First baseman comes over, calls him off, and makes the grab. So leadoff hitter is recorded out, and now coming to the plate is number 8, the senior first baseman, Malachi Kelly.
That brings up the first baseman, number 8.
No, you're talking about Dane Murphy. That ground ball that he stopped and made and the play he made just last inning was a phenomenal play.
It was.
Yeah, to watch an athlete really get out there, spin around, playing his foot, and fire it right on the dot, that was something to see. Good job, Dane.
Fastball, strike 1. Malachi is going to Be looking at a couple colleges. I think he has a visit here pretty soon at a JUCO college down in the South Carolina and Florida. So he's got some things cooking for himself this summer. So he's excited to see that. He's got a couple offers on the table from some other places, but he said, I just want to take my time and find the right school and then play baseball there.
Smart.
That's a great mentality. Guys, find the school and then go play baseball there. Fastball up out of the zone for ball one.
I've seen a lot of changes. Like back in our day, Ben, like the chance to go play college baseball was an opportunity that you just wanted to grab. You wanted the baseball. Now these kids are kind of looking at the schools. They're getting to visit the school. They're getting to see all the opportunity that's in the school before they make that commitment. And that's real important, man. That's great to see.
Malachi settles back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 1 out. Slight breeze out to right center. I do see the right fielder backed up a little bit as we have a hard ground ball into the 6th hole. Nice job by Malachi Kelly of finding a way on base with 2 strikes. And now at the plate comes number 13. Now at the plate is number 13, Caleb Sutton. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties with our outfield camera, so we're going to run somebody out there real quick and have them take a look at that and get it reset. Justin is the man for the job. He jumped up and out he went. So Sutton sees line drive into right field, but hit just a little bit too hard. Nice play by the right fielder. That's 2 of those tonight that we've had from the Bulldogs bats. Tristan Swiger in the first inning. Now we have Caleb Sutton here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 tasers to the outfield, but just right at the guys. Nonetheless, Oak Glen finds 2 quick outs. We do have a runner at first base, and at the plate is the 8-hole hitter, the catcher for the night, Maxwell Nicholson. If we keep hitting the ball like that, we're going to be in good shape. Those balls are eventually going to fall. What we can't do is get frustrated and start chasing balls out of the zone trying to make something happen. That is the hardest thing about baseball. When you are frustrated, you try to make something happen, and that's when you're going to get out. You got to sit back and attack. What was the first thing or second thing? Take what they give you. So you can't go manufacture some things when it's not there. Fastball low on the inside for ball 2. So runner at first, 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Nicholson at the plate. Swung on, flared to right. That's going to get down, so there's going to be 2 hits. 2 hits in the inning. Malachi Kelly with a hard base hit into the 6th hole. And now Evan Kelly is going to come into the game. When he came in to pitch, what that did, the 9-hole hitter for us was Josh DeHaven, and now he is going to come out of that game, and coming in is Evan Kelly. So Evan, lefty hitter. Been a minute since he's been at the plate for the Bulldogs, but earlier in the season when he was hitting, he was very efficient from the left side and came off a very strong performance against Wahama early in the year where he went 3 for 3 with a double. The young man can swing the bat. Let's see how he sees it after a little bit of a break, and he takes a hack at the first pitch. I like the aggressiveness. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners are at first and second, and we have a pinch runner over there, and that is going to be Hunter Hayhurst. Kelly settles into the box. Malachi at second in scoring position. Swung on, check swing for strike number 2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And this is what the Bulldogs have got to do. They got to start capitalizing and scoring some of these runs when we get guys in that scoring position. We've had runners at third. We've had runners at second. But so has Oak Glen, and they have stranded those runners. And Oak Glen last night really would have ran away with the ball game if they didn't strand runners. So what we got to do is not follow in that same fashion. Foul ball.
There you go, fans.
Keeps him alive, and we hear the announcement come across the Old Faithful. All foul balls here at the ballpark of Doddridge County. Earned yourself a free popsicle. So the kids are probably out there right now just fighting each other tooth and nail to get that for one of those flavor pops. I see Justin out there working on the camera. Hopefully we can get that back into working order. So we apologize for that view. Normally we've had, hey, there's a good line drive hit into right field. That's going to bring Malachi Kelly around third base, and that's going to score Kelly off of the single to right field by Evan Kelly. And no, they're not brothers.
Kelly with the RBI single plate.
Nice job by the pitcher coming in. Did a really good job on the mound and then finds his way to add, actually doubles the score so far for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. We're going to see a runner come in, and that's going to be Mr. Aiden Pigg. Aiden has seen himself come into this role multiple times for the Bulldogs. He's a freshman. He knows his role. He plays some second base. He's had a couple at bats. He's had a few hits this year for the Bulldogs. Definitely one of the guys that Coach Nate speaks very highly of, and he trusts him to be on the bag here in a regional game where it matters. So nice job by Aiden Pigg earning some trust. Brody Brockelman at the plate. Finds a fastball outside for ball one. So we got runners at first and third, 2 outs. Hunter Hayhurst is at third base. Aiden Pigg over at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit hard, off the glove of the third baseman. That's going to score 1 run. Aiden Pigg advances to second, does a good job of holding up at third base. I think Coach was trying to wave him on, but left field was pretty shallow. Nice hard hit by Brody off the glove of the third baseman. At the plate now is Tristan Swiger, and here comes the Bulldogs as they push 2 across, and our camera is back out there in outfield. So good news for that. A little bit of a tighter angle. Might be able to see that batter even better than what we had. And we have the coach for Oak Glen coming out here and talking to his pitcher. So we're going to take a moment to step away and hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Key Oil Company has been a proud member of the North Central West Virginia community since 1978. Key Oil Company has been drilling and producing gas and oil in West Virginia for nearly 50 years. Home office located in Weston, West Virginia. Key Oil Company is a proud supporter of all Doddridge County student athletes. Let's go Bulldogs.
All right, Coach has his little powwow out there on the mound, little pep talk here to the pitcher. He's been very efficient so far. Bulldogs now lead 3-0 with runners at first and second, 2 outs. Swiger at the plate. Swung on, hit hard into right field, and again it's going to go over him, and this time he got there but drops the ball. Swiger goes standing into second. Run will score. And that's going to be an error on the right fielder. He backed up correctly, made the right read. Ball kind of hit him right in the square in the center of the body, right off the glove. So 1 run scores. Runners now at second and third with 2 outs. And here comes the senior, number 7, Caleb Hall at the plate. Caleb is 0 for 2 on the night. Ground ball to first, ground ball to second. Pitcher goes from the windup. Swung on, fastball up and in for ball 1. So our score now quickly has jumped from 1-0 to 4-0. Curveball sneaks in, but umpire doesn't like it. From on my angle, that looked pretty good. 2 balls and no strikes, 2 outs. And they walk him. They put the senior on board to load up the bases, but I understand the philosophy, but you just
Got 2 outs in the inning. Bulldogs everywhere. And that
pushed yourself to face number 50, the senior Potomac State commit, Luke Rakiski. So this is where the all-time hitter for Doddridge County history needs to come up big as he sees fastball low and away. Earlier in the year, he took over the all-time hits record for Doddridge. He's also scored into his 100th hit early in the season, so would be a great time to see a good hit here. Fastball off the plate, but the umpire likes it for strike one. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Brockelman is at third. Swiger's at second. Hall's at first. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, popped up by Rakiski to second base. Shortstop calls him off and makes the play. So we go to the top half of the 5th inning after 3 runs scored by the Bulldogs. Its score is 4-0 for the good guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to the top of the 5th inning where the Bulldogs seen a more positive outing. And, Justin, good job out there fixing the camera. What was wrong?
Well, I went out there and I was hanging off and the plug was half undone, so I plugged it back in, and then all of a sudden I see 3 runs come in.
You probably should go back out there and stay.
That's what I was thinking. Should I go back outside? And then I walk back in and we get an out.
Yeah,
so I'm wondering
if we get tight in the ball game, ladies and gentlemen, I just
kick
want
me
you to
out of
know,
here.
if it gets tight in the ball game, we are going to send Justin back out to the camera and stand.
I'm not sure if I'll go back out there, but yeah.
Anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
Bulldogs do push 3 across. It was good. They look good.
I've seen that.
Man, what a dagger we could have put in with bases loaded. At the plate for Oak Glen is number 13. He's coming to the plate, Mr. Sam Jenkins. He's the right fielder tonight. Looking for some redemption. Evan Kelly's on the mound.
Good job.
Casey Kaufman joins in. She says, way to go, Luke. Love those cheerleaders out there for these players. Love to see the positive feedback for them. Off speed finds its way past the bat for strike number 1, so no balls, 1 strike, and the clouds are starting to roll in, and we do know that down the road they were on a weather delay. So we definitely don't want that weather creeping up Route 50 before we can get a couple more innings under our belt.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was kind of looking towards the west there, seeing what was going on.
No balls, 2 strikes. Fastball
Nice
up
spot.
and away. Weatherman Russ just joined in over there on the side and says the weather is pushing a little north. I thought he was going to pull this screen down from out back and kind of give us a little toe tap.
Presentation.
And a little presentation. As
Yeah.
you can see, the westernly wind pattern. Ground ball to Dane Murphy, fired across for out number 2 in the inning. Must be out number 1 in the inning. Out. At the plate now will be number 7, Cam Dittman. He is the first baseman, has done a nice job over there for Oak Glen so far this evening. Camera zoomed in a little bit more than what it was. Can kind of
You like that?
Yeah, kind of can see the batters even better. If you're a shortstop, you're going to get a lot of love or a lot of exposure from the bad
watching
thing
you.
about that camera angle is if the shortstop doesn't move and get pre-pitch steps,
Yeah,
everybody in the
pep
nation
step,
because there's everybody in the nation's watching this tonight. Thousands of people.
Yeah.
Swung on and missed for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Widens out his stance, kind of gets down into the groove. Here comes Kelly. Fastball misses up.
It's a good spot. 2 strikes, no balls. High fastball. Good spot. Good
Welcome,
spot,
Miss
good pitch.
Madison. She says, little shout out to the Bears. I think that was supposed to say let's go. Well, we can understand. We read that. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strikeout number 2. So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Bulldogs out to a 4-0 lead over the Bears of Oak Glen. I tell you, they've come in here and looked very good.
They did.
They looked a lot better than they did. Coach, hats off to the coaching staff. You know, anytime you see a team later in the year and they look way better, that's got a lot to do with their coaching. So hats off to them for getting this team where they are. I mean, you're not going to knock off Williamstown by not playing good baseball.
That's true. Yeah.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs.
I'm seeing some good bats. I'm seeing some decent athletes from these guys. I'm going to downplay it.
Fastball down the middle for a strike. Kelly has looked very good on the mound since he's come in and relieved Hall. Hall pitched the first 3 innings as a shutout. And Mr. Kelly has continued in the same fashion. Fastball stays outside for ball number 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The camera does look sharper. I think it's just Justin's touch. Crisp.
I turned it off cinema.
Could be it.
Maybe.
Good breaking ball there by Kelly. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Big pitch here.
It is. Let's get this out. Here comes Kelly. Attacks the zone. Fly ball out of play to live to see another day. So at the plate is number 10, Luke Buckler. Kelly comes down the mound. Fastball up. Not a bad pitch.
No,
on a 2-2, when you come in those eyes, Justin, now what do you set up? You just threw a fastball up in the eyes. What if you can trust it, what are you coming with?
No, Evan Kelly, me being Evan Kelly right now, bringing a breaking ball in.
Especially a fastball that's in the eyes. Let's go the same tunnel.
Yeah.
Different ending.
Yep.
There it was. Just missed. That was the pitch. Stayed up just a little bit. I think he heard you.
Yeah, that fastball, that high fastball sets up that breaking ball every time.
It does.
Yeah. So if you throw that high bat fastball, you stay in that same tunnel and break it out of it. And that's what he just tried to do. It was really close. Really good job, Evan. I hope you hear that.
At the plate now is the shortstop, number 4, Noah Willie. Runner is at first. There's 2 outs. Clouds continue to roll in here, but Weatherman says we're good. Fly ball to left field. Sutton camps under it and records the out. And the Bulldogs bend with no break as they go to the bottom half of the 5th. Let's see if they can't find what was clicking there and continue it as they go to a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th.
Let's go.
Mission in motion. In Doddridge County schools, our students are becoming future ready, rising up with bright minds and big goals. Together, we are united to make a difference.
Looking for automotive service you can trust? Turn to Rokiski Service Center in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Family owned and operated since 1924. We've proudly served generations of local drivers with dependable, honest automotive care. From routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, and tires, to lift kits, custom wheels, and off-road accessories, we help keep your vehicle ready for anything. Visit Rokiski Service Center at 798 West Pike Street or call 304-623-2836 today. That's Rokiski Service Center, 304-623-2836. Bulldog Station and Doddridge County Sports is a winning combination. For all your pizzas, subs, and salads, call Bulldog Station at 304-666-1364. Open Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bulldog Station located at 323 West Main Street, West Union, West Virginia. Let's go Bulldogs!
Welcome back as we have Mr. Big Great Dane Murphy. He's had a couple really good plays over there at third. Shown the flash the leather a little bit tonight as he takes fastball up and away. And on the mound for the Bears of Oak Glen is still number 12, James Rothbach. He's done a good job tonight.
He has. This pitcher really has done a good job fighting on the mound. These guys that are batting against this pitcher, they're not easy.
No.
And he's fighting on them. I give it to him.
No balls, or 1 ball, no strikes. And now he goes 2 balls and no strikes. Murphy is a guy, he's tough as nails. You look down there, you can't see it on the camera, but he's got gauze stuck up into his nose like a wrestler out there, looking for his pin. He's not going to shy away, and you're not going to get him off a field. So 2 balls, 1 strike, good swing. Right on it, just barely missed it as he fouled it straight back.
So as soon as he had his nosebleed, he went on third. Like the second pitch was a rip in the gap.
Yeah.
He rolled out, made the play, threw him out. Just phenomenal.
Curveball misses just outside. Good hold, but I will tell you again, the umpire has called that strike. So we've seen him call it, not call it.
Yeah.
You kind of want him to say, stick with it.
Well, yeah, so they better protect.
At the plate, here comes fastball, swung on. Murphy liked it. 3 balls, 1 strike, and he took a hack at that one.
Big swings.
3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. The 5-hole hitter, Dane at the plate with Malachi Kelly awaiting. Swung on, drove out. That's exactly what you got to do. I don't know where that bat went. That's where when you have a pitch out there on that outside, that's exactly what you got to do with it. Don't try to pull it. I want you guys to don't try to pull an outside pitch. Get rid of it. You got to learn as a hitter how to get rid of pitches.
Yeah,
excellent job by Murphy. Yep. Next pitch mentality, full count. Swung on and missed on the outside part of the plate, and I will tell you, Mr. James, he keeps rolling.
Yeah,
it's 4-0, but I will tell you, this young man has been very good on the mound tonight. He's been a good arm. He's given so far his Bears the opportunity to be in this. It's for him. It's the offense hasn't got clicking.
Dane don't strike out very often.
No,
he does not strike out very often. You got him at a 3-2 count right there and struck him out. You're working him. You're working.
Malachi Kelly, the first baseman, steps into the box. The 6-hole hitter. Here comes the pitch. Strike on the outside corner, and there's that same pitch. One time it was a strike, one time it was a ball. So it's okay until you get to 2 strikes. Then you got to foul it off.
Yeah, you got to
can't take it.
You got
can't take it.
If it's inconsistent behind the plate a little bit, and you're seeing that, you have got to protect.
Just missed the fastball. That's exactly what he was hunting right there.
Yeah, it was his pitch.
Just missed it, fouled it straight back. So Kelly goes to an 0-2 count, 1 out.
Nice hit.
Malachi had a good hard hit into the 6-hole earlier in the game. He's been very productive at the plate all year long. Off speed, watches it low down by the turf for ball number 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitcher goes from the windup. Fastball up above the hands for strikeout. So 2 up, 2 down, both in the ways of strikeouts. So a lot of times when you start to get to this point in the game, you see the pitcher start to lose some velocity. Now comes the tough decisions by coaches. Coach calls time. We're going to see a new arm here. And I will tell you, this is not because this young man has thrown bad. This is all because the coach is trying to play and plan further in this week. And this is what we talked about, Justin.
Yeah.
When you get into these regional games and state playoff games, you got to be cognitive up top. Hey, we're down 4-0. this is one of our dudes that can throw it. We need him available for later in the week in case we fight out of this bracket, or if they win tonight and they're in the championship round.
Right.
So we'll be back right after these messages, and we'll see what arm is going to be on the mound for the Bears.
Check this out.
All right, welcome back here to we're still in the bottom half of the fifth inning where two quick outs by way of strikeouts, and we saw the pitcher, Mr. James, taken off the mound, and Mr. Josiah Mayer has entered. He was playing left field. At the mound is Caleb Sutton, or at the plate, excuse me, is Caleb Sutton. And Caleb's bounced around tonight. He started out in right field, and now he's our left fielder.
Mr. Utility.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
And I will tell you, you watch the guy on shortstop, he's one of the best shortstops around.
Speed, glove, arm.
Drops that curveball in
Did you
there. And
see
I will
that
tell you
drop
what,
ball?
that was a great pitch from way up above the head and dropped it
That was a drop
right
ball.
into the zone. Nice pitch there. Mr. Mayer comes into the game. It's a 4-0 game, 2 outs. Fouled off, no balls and 2 strikes. And I'll tell you, as a hitter, the worst thing that you can have is time to think about stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the faster the pitcher, the less thinking. You know, you react. But when you can see that ball for so much longer, and it's just a split second, but it feels like an eternity, it's hard to hit. Swung on, hit
Big
hard
hit.
into left center. That could find its way to the turf. Nope. Nice job by the left fielder as he closes the gap, takes it away. And the Bulldogs come out blanked in the bottom of the fifth inning. 2 strikeouts, 1 flyout, and we go to the top of the 6th with a score of 4-0. Your Bulldogs. We'll be right back.
Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia, is a family-owned and operated business. We have a full showroom with displays of flooring ranging from luxury vinyl plank, tile, hardwood, carpet, sheet vinyl, carpet tiles, and more. We offer commercial and residential installation. Let's turn your home or business into something special. Call 304-869-3969. Financing is available. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia. Call 304-869-3969 or visit us on Facebook.
Welcome back here to the top half of the sixth inning as this game pushes along. The Bulldogs have found a way to score a few runs. And if you look back at the board last night, Justin, we see it looking a lot similar, kind of in a different innings. But, you know, it was a 7-2 ball game, but those 4 of those 7 runs came in one inning. And it really wasn't because we knocked the cover off the ball. It was a lot of times because we just didn't score well.
Right. Yeah.
Now we have the same situation. It's a 4-0 ball game, but 3 of those in one inning. Kelly misses his mark. He threw the ball clear behind the batter. I mean, didn't hit him. Went clear behind I don't know what to say. Clear behind the batter, scratch it off. Ball 1. Let's reset. At the plate is the speedy center fielder, Cam Carter. He has shown tonight that this young man can cover a lot of ground. Swung on, flared down the right field line, just out of the reach of Malachi Kelly. Evens the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Evan has done a great job replacing Hall that started the first 3 innings of the game.
He has.
And Evan has come straight in and looked good, looked great last night. So excellent job by the junior lefty. And so what we've done is we've completely confused the batter here. We have thrown a ball behind him. We have thrown a strike. And now we've thrown a ball into the other batter's box. We have taken all angles at this guy. Next pitch down the middle.
Split
Watch
the difference.
Here we go. Split the field goal post. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kelly gets the signals from the windup. Here's the delivery. Nope, low and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, I think Kelly's just trying to sling the ball a little bit. He did really good last inning. They were having a little trouble catching up with some of his stuff, so he's kind of trying to overpower right now. He needs just to recollect himself and find himself in the zone.
Let's see if we make that adjustment. Here comes the junior, 3-1 count. Fastball up and out.
It's close.
For ball 4, a little better looking pitch.
Yeah.
And I would say with this young man on the bases, I would be shocked if he doesn't try to take second. So here comes Coach Nate out to have a little conversation. You know, in this kind of situation, how long do you let a guy go? And Coach Nate says not very long. He looks over, flips the ball to Tristan Swiger, kind of what we thought was going to happen. So we're going to see even more rotation going on. Kelly threw 27 total pitches, Hall threw 34. So efficient by both guys, but when you have your other ace to go on the mound, let's get him some work. So here comes the hard-throwing sophomore. If we can take time to brag on anybody, Tristan Swiger. Tristan Swiger was given first-team All-LKC pitcher, but he was also first-team All-LKC track. Wow. He was the only male athlete in the LKC to be first-team in the same spring in any sport.
2 sports.
2-sport first-teamer
same time,
in the same season, I should say. I'm sorry. You have a fall season, winter season, spring season.
Right.
He's a first-teamer in the same season. Hard to do.
At 2
How
sports.
hard? He's the only one.
That's phenomenal.
Swiger is a pole vaulter, and he's number 1 in the state in pole vaulting. He's a nationally ranked pole vaulter, but if you ask him, okay, you know, what do you want to go do? He's like, I really enjoy playing baseball.
Yeah.
And, by the way, he's really good at that too.
Oh, yeah. He's a sophomore throwing mid-8s. I mean, you can't really ask for much more. And now he's got a nice cutter. He's got a nice slider. He's got a nice curveball. He's starting to, and he's going to add another pitch on this year. We talked about it. But he's really got what it takes to go to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So, like, as a sophomore, you're seeing the inklings of his athleticism, coming out. But by the time he's a junior and senior, the crowd's going to be full of people for him. I know that.
I agree. I think he's going to be able to paint his direction, God willing, and as long as he stays healthy. But,
yeah.
I mean, he's got a great head on him. He's a phenomenal student.
Yeah.
So there's no risk. What these students don't realize is when a college coach comes to you and says, hey, I want you to play for me, here's money, he's taking a bet. He's taking a risk that you are going to do your job, not only perform but be eligible.
Right.
So if you're in high school and you got a 2.5 and a 2.3, sorry, buddy, I can't take that risk. He's a young man that comes in there with great grades, great attitude, great mindset. So Tristan Swiger on the mound. Starts off speed, low and away for ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes. We do have runner over at first base, and this young man can cover some ground. So I would be shocked if we don't see him. He's got a huge lead. Swung on and fouled straight back as the count is evened up. At the plate is number 12, James Roback.
Oh, that's the gentleman that pitched earlier, right?
It was.
Yeah, he did a really good job today. Mr. Roback, if you hear that,
He did a
really
great job. He definitely did his job on his side of things that he can control. Off speed, strike down the middle, fires down to the second base, and he slides in safe. Good jump. That was a good throw by Maxwell. Off speed that was low. You're going to have a hard time throwing that guy out by an off-speed pitch. So good job, good throw by the catcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Glen threatening with a runner in scoring position. Swiger fires the fastball, fouled away by Mr. James.
Some heat on that.
He did.
Yeah, he wanted that by him.
It's good to get some of these guys, if we can keep this pace. Getting a couple of your aces on the mound that haven't seen a lot of time here lately. Fastball blown by the bat for recorded strikeouts. So we got 1 out. Runner is at first, and I would say with his speed, any base hit to the outfield is going to put a run on the board for the Bears of Oak Glen. Now at the plate is Mr. Dragasish. Fouled off straight back. He's the DH tonight.
Getting up in the count. Good job, T.
FPS, we've preached it all year. It's important.
It's important. It's important on both sides.
Yeah.
Not letting the FPS go on the offense, and
right, and attacking it on the offensive side. Yeah.
Yes.
Swung on, fouled off, good fastball. So quickly goes 0-2 on the batter. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. With Mr. Cam Carter, the speedy center fielder, on second base. Off speed, strike 3, caught him looking. And as the young men would say, they would look out there, can I help you? And they would yell, just looking.
No, it was over the plate. I mean, that was a
good pitch.
Yeah, it was.
Number 0 comes to the plate now. He is the pitcher, Josiah Mayer. He is in the 4-hole tonight. Fastball swung on and missed for strike 1.
That cutter looked good right there. It was a nice cutter, a little run on it.
Swiger settles in from the stretch. Fastball inside, running in on the hands for ball 1.
So let's see where he comes back right. He came out with the fastball inside. Let's see where he's coming right.
Okay.
Yes.
Swung on, dinked over to shortstop, and there's Brody Brockman. Never had to move his feet. And the Bulldogs go to the bottom half of the 6th with a score 4-0. And we'll be right back after these messages.
So we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Key Oil Company has been a proud member of the North Central West Virginia community since 1978. Key Oil Company has been drilling and producing gas and oil in West Virginia for nearly 50 years. Home office located in Weston, West Virginia. Key Oil Company is a proud supporter of all Doddridge County student athletes. Let's go Bulldogs.
Number 9.
Walking to the plate is going to be number 9, Maxwell Nicholson. And I'm looking here at the card. Miss Madison says it's Joshua Mayer. So we apologize for that. If you were to see my card, it does not look like Joshua. It looks like Josiah or something. There's some scribbles there. I do know it was Mayer, so it's Joshua Mayer. So we apologize for that. Number 0 on the mound is Joshua Mayer. How do you miss that strong biblical name? So I do apologize for that. So he finds himself in an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs, as he's facing the 8-hole hitter, Maxwell Nicholson. Swung on, hit hard up the middle. Shortstop makes a nice job knocking it down. Going to go as a base hit for number
hustle.
9. Great job by the shortstop. If he could have got to his feet, that would have been a spectacular play. However, it was hit very hard. Nice job by Maxwell. And we see number 11, Hunter Hayhurst, coming over and filling that spot. Hunter pitched the first game against Ravenswood and was electric.
Josh DeHaven.
At the plate, number 3, Josh DeHaven back into bat. Fastball outside. Umpire likes it for strike 1. Mr. DeHaven at the plate. No balls, 1 strike. Runner is at first. Courtesy runner for the catcher. I will tell you, that draw ball's dangerous.
It is.
I mean, that thing is up there, and it just skies right. I mean, just drops right back in there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I honestly haven't seen another kid throw that, and it's probably since we were in school.
There's the bunt. Stays
Nice
fair.
bunt.
They fired up the first base line. Hunter Hayhurst almost overruns second base, a little aggressive, but nice job by DeHaven to lay down the bunt. Sacrifice the out to move the runner.
Nice sacrifice to move that runner to second base.
And now Brody Brockelman, the shortstop, already has a hit under his belt tonight, comes to the plate.
Order with number 2, the shortstop, Brody Brockelman.
Be nice to get these bats rolling, score a few runs here in the bottom half of the 6th. Give a little cushion as we walk out into the top half of the 7th.
Good call, Brody. Good call.
No balls, no strikes. Here comes the first pitch to the shortstop, Brockelman. Swung on, fouled off. And what we've seen is that first pitch fastball.
Yeah.
I would bet we're going to see that drop ball coming back in here.
Yeah, he threw a fastball there. I thought this was the second pitch Brody seen. That might be the
Nope, first pitch.
Okay.
So no balls, 1 strike, and he likes on an 0-1 throwing that drop ball. Let's see if he throws it. There it is. Stayed up and outside. It could be a 12-6 curve, whatever it is, but it's biting pretty hard to drop. It's not moving left and right. Very little left to right move, but a lot of up and down.
It's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. I do.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 4-0 in favor of the Bulldogs as we have a fastball wide of the zone. Hunter Hayhurst over on second base. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bulldogs need to get a little fire going, like to see their bats rolling a little bit more, just as this regional play continues throughout the week, no matter where they're at. We want to see these bats fire up a little bit.
Yeah, we do. That's for sure.
Swung on, hit hard in that 6-hole. Brockelman gets a good hit. We're going to see a play at the plate, wide of the plate, and we slide in safe, and Brockelman gets a single RBI. Doesn't advance to second on the throw. Not sure what happened over there. But he stays at first, and that's going to bring to the plate the 2-hole hitter, Tristan Swiger.
So we have 1 down. That brings up the pitcher, number 12, Tristan Swiger.
You know, these pitchers the last couple nights, tonight and last night, they've been efficient for the Bulldogs. This is what we thought would carry them through this playoff style time when we're in the region, we're in our state championship try to get there. We thought the pitchers is what would help us.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So whoever loses this game will play the winner.
So the Brody Brockman takes a little time out, a little untied shoe over there as he has gloves on, oven mitt. I don't know what he has on his other hand. It's Brody. Who knows what he's got on it, but he couldn't tie his shoe, so Coach had to jump in there and play mom for a minute and get his shoe tied.
I've seen that. Whatever it takes.
That's right. It takes a village. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Swiger at the plate, waiting for a strike. And I'll say if he gets it here, he's going to swing hard. There it was. Swing and a miss.
Big swing, big swing.
On that 2-1 count now, 2 balls and 1 strike, 1 out. It is 5-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. But it seems like our hits have just come few and far between. We haven't strung a whole lot together like we have in the past. So I'd like to see these bats fire up. Brockman takes off to steal second. He stands in there safe. So that takes the double play option hopefully off the board unless something freakish happens. Swiger with a 3-ball, 1 strike count. And this is where you'll probably see if he sees something he likes, you'll see another big hack at it by the 2-hole hitter. Fastball low and away. And that's going to bring up to the plate number 7, the University of Charleston commit for the Bulldogs, and the right fielder has struggled a bit at the plate last few games.
You know, you could say it's a struggle. They're not pitching him. You know, you call it a struggle or you can call it a slump. They're not grooving him fastballs.
No, they're not going to groove him fastballs, that's for sure.
They're not putting nothing over the plate. And I understand it. But then again,
fastball low and in.
In Caleb's eyes, that's tough.
Oh yeah, he's chasing things he shouldn't be swinging at because he wants to hit
so bad.
You know, he's gonna surpass the 40 walk mark pretty soon. He's also been hit by pitch, I think, almost in double digits.
Just a good kid, phenomenal kid, good baseball player. He loves the game. Can't even get him to throw him some strikes so he can hit the ball like he can. That's just, it's tough.
Sneaks in and off speed, back door, 1 ball, 1 strike, and you know he's going to get that infamous drop ball here in a second, so you got to be waiting for it. Swung on, hammered down the right field line. Is that going to stay fair? That is drove deep out of here, but that is a foul ball. Swung on and crushed. So now we go 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's going to try not to put that there again.
I'd say we're going to see an off-speed outside of the plate. We've got to be disciplined, think other way here. Runners are at first and second, 1 out. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes to the 3-hole hitter. Swung on, hit hard. That's going to be in the 2-hole. So that's going to be a single. It's going to score a run from second. So we push another run across the board as Hall finds a C&I single there. We'll take it at this point.
Sure.
6-0 in favor of the Bulldogs, and the coach calls time and it makes another walk to the mound. We're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll be right back as the Bulldogs jump out in front 6-0 over Oak Glen.
Check this out.
Looking for automotive service you can trust? Turn to Rokiski Service Center in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Family owned and operated since 1924. We've proudly served generations of local drivers with dependable, honest automotive care. From routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, and tires, to lift kits, custom wheels, and off-road accessories, we help keep your vehicle ready for anything. Visit Rokiski Service Center at 798 West Pike Street or call 304-623-2836 today. That's Rokiski Service Center, 304-623-2836.
Welcome back as we are looking at our new pitcher on the mound for the Bears of Oak Glen. And it looks like number 1 is going to find his way off the bench into the game, or no, I'm sorry, he was being DH'd for. So this is the second baseman, Gannon Klein. Gannon Klein will be on the mound for the Bears of Oak Glen. The music is just on point tonight here at the home of the Bulldogs. We're hearing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." You know, I will tell you, the mix of music here is wonderful.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So we look now at the score across the region. Williamstown, after a break in action due to weather, has jumped out in front. They are now leading 7-4 against Ravenswood.
Wow.
Ravenswood is, it's been a slugfest down there. Ravenswood had,
change of pace right there.
Ravenswood was ahead 4-3 with a 2-run home run, and then now we see the flip side of it.
Yeah.
At the plate comes the senior, number 50, Luke Rakiski. Runners are at the corners, first and third. Hall is on first, and over on third is Tristan Swiger with 1 out. First pitch wide of the zone for ball 1. The flag now, as you look out into center field, hangs with absolutely no wind helping it. You never know what you're going to get down here in this valley off this little bit of a hill. So Hall takes off, swing and a miss as they fire back down to third base. Hall comes in safe at second. Rakiski, swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Be a good time to see Luke get a hold of one of those off the barrel and put it up in the parking lot. Swung on, hit hard, but that's going to be a foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And if you're Oak Glen's coach, you know, your pitchers have done a good job.
They did.
It is a 6, you don't ever want to jump ahead and focus out past what's right now, but it is a 6-0 ball game, and so the coach has to start thinking smartly, and be wise. How are we going to save and contain some of these good arms that we have?
Well, you know, he's rotating them in and out. I think the first pitcher threw some pretty high pitch count. I think
he did.
He's got a.
But number
the
2
other
guy didn't.
No, they pulled him before he got up there. Sure, it would be stupid to just run your pitchers all the way out right now, and because you got more games ahead of you.
That's right.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Rakiski takes off speed above the letters. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners are in scoring position. Hall's on second, Swiger on third. As we are in the bottom half of the 6th inning, Bulldogs have already pushed 2 across the plate to extend the lead 6-0. The young man spikes the ball in front of the plate, so that's going to put Luke on a walk up to first base. And here comes Dane Murphy to the plate. Dane has already stung a few balls, but I don't think he has a base hit recorded yet.
He struck out last time, and Dane don't strike out very often. He's probably coming up with a little determination right now, I could guarantee.
Yes. Bases loaded, 1 out. I would pick Dane Murphy to be at the plate. Swung on, popped up, and that's going to be in the infield. Third baseman comes in and makes the grab. Runners stay put.
Well, there's
And
a
now,
good swing. He just got
up
under.
next, Malachi Kelly, the first baseman for the Bulldogs, has been efficient all year long. Malachi has been a guy that has played a great role. He plays a lot of other positions, but this year the Bulldogs were very lacking in the first base side. Malachi stepped up and has done a phenomenal job filling that role. He also plays shortstop. He can play third. He plays all over the field. He's a great athlete, and, oh, by the way, he can come on the mound and throw 82.
Yeah. Can turn double plays just like our guys in the
That's right. He's a 6'3" athlete, very smooth with his hands. Fastball on the inside of the plate finds strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 6th, the score is 6-0 in favor of the hometown favorites. Let's see if we can't get a 2-out rally with these bases loaded. Swung on, popped up, out of play. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is where the Bulldogs in the last few games, we've not taken advantage of what's been given.
Yeah.
We've been given bases loaded with less than 2 outs, and we haven't scored.
Got to push them in.
This is what we've got to do. The guy's not throwing fast, so let's sit back and take what he does give us.
Right. You got to take what they give you and capitalize on it.
Right.
Yeah, so like right now we're just trying to hit his stuff. And our base runners, actually last inning we left runners on base.
Yeah.
This inning we're leaving runners on base, so hopefully not.
Fastball up out of the zone. That's going to bring the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Malachi Kelly, the senior, looking to extend the lead. I see these players here. Left field's kind of shallow for him. Swung on and drove deep to left field. That's going to be over his head. Is it going to get out of here? Nope.
Oh.
Hits the wall in left field. That's going to score
Off
3.
the wall.
A bases clearing triple or double. Bases clearing double by Malachi Kelly. He's got 2 hits on the night and none better than that one right there, as he absolutely tanked that ball to left field. Excellent swing, 2-strike approach, pushed 3 runs across the board with that. So
good job, Kai.
9-0. Let's score 1 more and go home. Caleb Sutton is at the plate, and if there's a young man that can do it, it's going to be Caleb Sutton.
He said, wait, it's my turn.
That's right, it's my turn.
him up
Center
there.
fielder has yet to get back to where he was. They might want to look back there, but he stays pull side. Probably a good idea. Swung on to the shortstop, off his glove. Here comes Malachi Kelly. This could score a run, and is going to score a run, and that is going to put the Bulldogs with a 10-0 victory as they push their ticket into the regional championship on Monday. The Bats woke up at the right time. Excellent job to finish out this game. The Bulldogs have punched their ticket to the regional championship on Thursday. Somebody has to come beat the Dogs at home and beat them twice.
Oh, yeah.
If not, the Dogs are punching a ticket to Charleston.
Let's go.
We're going to have a brief break, and when we come back, we're going to look at our players of the game when we come back after these short messages.
Bulldog Station in Doddridge County Sports is a winning combination. For all your pizzas, subs, and salads, call Bulldog Station at 304-666-1364. Open Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday and Wednesday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday and Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturdays 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bulldog Station located at 323 West Main Street, West Union, West Virginia. Let's go Bulldogs!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we have just had an exciting finish to that game where all of a sudden it was we weren't even thinking of a short game, of a 10-run situation. All of a sudden, boom, with absolutely no hesitation. The Bulldogs put a bunch of runs across the plate. Excellent job. So when you look out across the game, Justin, who are you thinking tonight?
I believe Malachi Kelly right there at the end. We were talking about how good he had done this and how good he had done that. And then all of a sudden, bases loaded, and here I am. I'm speaking, we can't leaving runners on base. It's like this, and then boom, off the fence, Yeah. And I'm really proud. Malachi has had that capability from the jump.
Right.
And more. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
It's not surprising to me. I'm just really glad I got to see it out of him. He deserves that, and he deserves the pat on the back, and he deserves to come up here.
And do you have anybody else in mind that you're thinking about?
That's right. Okay, yeah, then we're going to go with the shortstop, Brody Brockelman. He ended up 2 for 3 with a walk tonight.
Yeah.
From multiple stolen bases, and made some real nice plays.
He did make some nice plays at shortstop.
He made some real nice plays on shortstop, and I think with his composure and how he carries himself out there, man, I'm telling you, let him be, let him grind, let him do his thing, and that's when you're going to get the best Brody.
Yep, I like it. So we're going to bring up to the box Malachi Kelly, Brody Brockelman, and then we'll talk to the coach. First time in school history, I believe, if I'm not wrong, that Doddridge County, maybe not in school history, but modern school history, that the Bulldogs are sitting in a regional championship game. They've won a section before, but now with the way the new pace is, there's not a section. It's a regional. It's the first time for a regional championship opportunity. So we're going to bring Coach up here, talk to him about his processes and what's going on. So hang tight with us just for a few minutes, folks. Don't go anywhere. Let's talk to these young men. Let's talk to these coach, and we'll be right back in just a few moments.
Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia, is a family-owned and operated business. We have a full showroom with displays of flooring ranging from luxury vinyl plank, tile, hardwood, carpet, sheet vinyl, carpet tiles, and more. We offer commercial and residential installation. Let's turn your home or business into something special. Call 304-869-3969. Financing is available. We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's Ellenboro Floors, located at 23 West Washington Avenue in Ellenboro, West Virginia. Call 304-869-3969 or visit us on Facebook.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you haven't gone too far from your TV sets. It's always fun to talk to these young men, and some of these guys we try to get any player that we can up here as long as they are deserving of it, and I'll tell you, they are totally deserving tonight as the first guy walks through the door with a smile from ear to ear, and that is our shortstop, our leadoff hitter, Brody Brockelman. And Brody, I will tell you, you've had a great season so far, but tonight in a regional game to push us into the regional championship, you go to the plate, you go 2 for 3 tonight, had a walk, couple stolen bases, but a couple really good plays up the middle. So how are you feeling?
Great. I'm feeling great.
Okay.
Seeing the ball good.
You were. Attacked it. What do you think you saw from their pitchers? What was it that made you pick up so well on them?
Their arm slots.
Arm slots.
They didn't have really good arm slots.
Okay.
Not to be mean.
No, that's what you look for. You look for that. You felt comfortable. I thought you moved really well in the middle infield.
I felt good.
Tell me about your approach when you're getting set and ready. What are you looking for? Where's your focus pre-pitch?
Depending on how they hit first inning, adjusting to that, getting ready to where they hit it last time, and be ready for it to hit them around that spot again.
Very good. I thought you made a good, smooth play there, attacking towards the hole, and a one-step fire across. Really good job tonight.
Thank you.
Seen the ball very well. Last question. When you're on the bases, what is your mentality to try to swipe a base? What are you trying to pick up on when to go or when not to go?
If I see a ball down, go.
Okay.
Always try to. A high leg kick, go.
Okay.
And them just not paying attention.
I like it. Very good. Brody, excellent job. Player of the game tonight. Excellent job going 2 for 3 tonight. A walk. Good job. And we will be ready to rock and roll on Thursdays.
Thank
you guys are going to be in the regional championship.
We are.
That's big stuff right
Excited.
there. All right. Our next young man putting on the headset for us is our senior. He's played a lot of different places for us. He's done a lot of first base over the last several weeks. But what a hit. Excellent job. Full count, bases loaded. Tell me what's going through the mind.
Just trying to see a ball up and hit it far. That's it. But you got to protect, though. Got to be careful. But it was just I knew that we were winning up by 6 runs, so I was trying to hopefully get a run roll.
I'll tell you what, you hit it well.
Yeah, thank you.
As soon as you struck that ball, we were going nuts up here. We knew it was going to be over their head. We didn't know how far. Did you think it was gone off the bat?
Not at first, but then once I rounded first base and I saw the left footer turn his back, and then I thought I had a chance. But no.
So you're telling me that you were rounding first
Yeah.
as the ball was still in the air.
Yeah.
That's called hustle out of the box. Excellent job on that. You're a senior, newcomer to Doddridge. You know, I know that you play all over the place. I know that you play multiple positions, but this year you've kind of been needed more over at first. But tell me about what you think of your Doddridge experience.
I love it here. It's awesome. Nothing like bad against my old school and old team, but this is just a lot better situation for me. The kids are awesome. School's a lot better. Just field, everybody, the people, just is a lot better in my opinion. I'm just glad I came.
We are very glad that you came. And as a senior transfer, do you feel that you have that senior leadership behind you, even though you transferred in, or do you feel like you're still one of those senior leaders?
Yes, sir. I think so. The boys, I try to help out when I can, but yeah, I feel like I'm a good senior leader.
And I think that you're a senior leader not because of the words that you say, but by the actions that you lead by. And it's definitely visible. We can tell it. We're super excited that you are here. We're proud of you. Player of the game, co-player of the game tonight. Man, what a hit. You also had 2 hits tonight. You know, it wasn't just a one-hit wonder tonight you saw. So what was going on that made you see the ball so well?
Just a lot of work, just picking it up from the slot. I don't really know.
It's a tough question.
Yeah, just trying to hit it hard, I guess.
Regional championship, what's your thoughts?
I'm excited to play Williamstown or whoever. It doesn't matter. I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to win states.
That's right. Let's push right through it. Excellent job. You guys get a day off tomorrow, but I will promise you're not off tomorrow. Probably a lot of swings, a lot of work because the job is just starting. Malachi, excellent job. Proud of you, bud. We're excited to see you back on Thursday. And, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to be coming back here Thursday evening, we'll get a game time for you on that. But the Bulldogs will be home, sitting in what you would consider the driver's seat, because whoever comes out of the loser's bracket, and as we are seeing right now, it is a dogfight at Williamstown going on right now.
It is.
There's been home runs going back and forth. So it's been a tough – I don't know who you're going to see Thursday, but whoever comes here has to beat you twice.
Yep. And honestly, like I said yesterday, it don't matter who shows up. You know, we got to take care of ourselves. And that's how we win the ball games, because that's how we lost our ball games. We beat ourselves.
That's right.
So show up, take care of business. We'll be fine. We'll be right there in it.
You know, you've beat Oak Glen 3 times.
Yep.
You beat them 14 to whatever one time. You beat them 6-1 the first time. And now in a tough game, it was not a blowout style game. Hats off to the pitcher. Because when you saw him in Game 2 earlier in the year, he struggled.
He did.
But he did not struggle tonight. He was efficient. I thought he was a really good arm.
It's funny. He went out there, and I was watching him warm up. I was like, this isn't the same pitcher I felt like we saw.
That's not the same team I saw when I watched that team right there. Coach, if you ever do listen to this from Oak Glen, you have done a phenomenal job, because that was not the same team that came down here earlier.
No, exactly. And honestly, they're going to be a tough out tomorrow. Whoever ends up playing them, I think they're going to be a tough out tomorrow.
You're exactly right. I mean, whoever wins this dogfight going on down the road, down Route 50, they got to turn around and beat these guys.
Yeah.
If they swing the bat, I will promise you that's one of the best center fielders I've seen play this year. That kid can cover more ground than about anybody I've watched. He can run.
The first hit that Brody had, I thought it was a for sure double. He cut it off in a heartbeat, and it was an awesome play. I was yelling at Brody to go too, and then I was like, "Oh wait, he's going to field that." So it's
he took away the ball, fly ball, a flare, to right field, and he caught it.
Yep, he did. He did
that
a really
kid
good job.
Can fly. So excellent job by Oak Glen, focusing back here on you and your staff. I saw you throw. We kind of call it, we joke, ace 1, ace 2, 1A, 1B, as per se, thing 1, thing 2.
Right.
What was your mindset throwing those guys tonight versus trying to do what some people are going to be grumbling about and saying, well, I don't know why he didn't save them for Thursday?
Well, I mean, we got to get to Thursday first. That's how I look at it. And if you're sitting there with your aces in ready to go, let's go. You know what I mean? We need one more game to get there and get in the championship, and then that sets us up that we got to lose twice.
You can't win a championship that you're not in.
No. I agree. Exactly. So you got to get there. And they were scheduled to go Tuesday regardless.
Right.
We had a game plan. I didn't care. Like I said, it wasn't like we were circled because it was Williamstown. No, they were ready to go. Now, game plan pitch-wise, pitch count changed a little bit there essentially with them. Evan came in and gave us 2 solid innings.
He's been lights out.
I told him, you're my guy.
Yeah.
I said, you're my guy when I need you to go in there and fill in the gap. And that's what you're going to need in some spots. You can't have 2 guys go 50 and 60. You need him to go in there and kind of fill it up for an inning or 2 so you can kind of break up that pitch count essentially with your guys.
You had your 1A, 1B in no special order go tonight. And one of the reasons why you want these guys on the mound, you saw Caleb come on the mound early and struggled in the first inning, a little rusty, then settled in. When you have your aces sit for a long time, they don't become your ace.
Yep, exactly. And they haven't, honestly. We didn't play much last week, played a little bit the week before that, but they haven't really had to go as of recent to go full games or anything like that. So they need that work. Essentially, it's kind of knocking the dust off, I guess you would say.
So Thursday, as you eye what's coming up, and the game down the road is not over yet. As the last time I checked, the score was 7-5 in favor.
7-6.
7-6 now. So we got a dogfight going down there. Someone's being eliminated tonight.
Yep.
Ravenswood is fighting tooth and nail.
Yep.
Williamstown is defending tooth and nail.
Yeah.
And one of them, they got to come in here and face Oak Glen.
Yep.
And I will tell you, I don't know. In my opinion, if I'm Williamstown, I don't know who I go with tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you win, who are you going to throw?
Exactly.
You can't come in here and beat this Oak Glen team with a number 5-6 pitcher.
Nope.
You're not going to beat these guys like that.
I agree.
So, man, this is an exciting regional playoff game. This is what it's all about.
But we're sitting in the right seat right now. That's all that matters.
You're sitting in the right seat. You've given up 1 run.
Yep.
You've given up 1 run in the region so far.
Yep.
You have been very dominant on the mound, as we thought, by multiple arms. Coach, you're in the right spot first time in your career to have the chance for a regional championship, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
And you're sitting atop of that board. Someone's got to come home to the Bulldogs. Someone's got to roll into West Union and beat us twice. So we're excited. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching and listening, we are excited to bring you this broadcast. We're thankful to WVRC and all that they do and all the fan base, all the sponsors that make this possible. But I will tell you, there will be a game rolling to West Union. We don't know who's coming. Somebody is, but it don't matter. No. They got to come to the Bulldogs' home territory.
We're ready.
And we're going to be ready and waiting. And that's going to be Thursday evening. So if you got a time, listen, come down to the ballpark. Let's make this place electric. Let's have some fun. Let's watch these Bulldogs punch a ticket to the state tournament for the first time in modern history in Bulldog Nation.
Exactly.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you guys soon.